What's Italy's favourite Star Wars movie? The Phantom Menace. Why have you got a mic on this scene? Oh dear. Okay. Hello.
Now I do.
Welcome back, beautiful creatures
I have
who
a
are
mic.
crawling about the interwebs. Hello, Sam, already in chat. We love you. Best viewer right there. Welcome back to the Enter Black, our D&D Spelljammer-esque campaign that we do every single Tuesday, vaguely give or take, here on this channel.
It's been every Tuesday.
But it won't be next
most
Tuesday. I'm
Tuesdays.
here with James. Say hello, James.
Hi.
I'm here with Ness. Say hello, Ness.
Hello, Ness.
And I am Alex, your DM.
still
I need
GM.
to adjust the chat box. It's
Yeah.
just slightly the wrong size. So like
Your
it doesn't
humble
quite fit.
first mate.
Oh no. Anyway, how are we both?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Yes, good. Tweeting.
Awesome. How is chat? Oh, I assume chat's good, but they can give me an answer.
Feeling
We
kind of
do love
morbid
chat.
apparently with those Venice comments.
Chat's so lovely sometimes. Chat is alright. Oh, I am alright. Yay! Good. It's good to hear from you. It's good to see you. Thank you for being around, like sticking around. Who wants to do catch up from last week?
I can, if I can find my notes.
Does James want to give it a shot? I don't think James has done it yet.
I could do.
Go on. Ness can fill in the details.
Let me try and remember what it was we actually did last week. Was last week
Ness
when we got
doesn't know
mugged
what
by the
they've
ropers? Or was that the week after? The week
That was the week
before?
before.
That was week before.
What was last week? Hold on, give me a moment. I'm just gonna pull up the VOD.
Last week was
I
the
am
mines.
chat screen
Oh, it was the
supervisor.
mines.
Can't put up the VOD.
Oh, the mines! Yes, the mines! I now remember. So we went to go get some fuel from the mines, which were abandoned. Not really, there's things in there. So we went in.
Head for the mines.
There were some sizable lads. What was there? We had some bullets, one of which we befriended. We befriended a baby bullet, who we later named.
Called Gravely Gavin.
I was going to reveal the name when we got to that bit.
Oh, hi. I was excited.
Okay, so we befriended a baby bullet, a land shark, and then we went through. There was we got the fuel. There were some rust rats which we had to fight. We went through this creepy door, which we absolutely could have just left alone.
I thought it had the stuff
But
behind it.
somebody felt the need to go through it, and there's this weird like demon thing behind it, which we just promptly shot with the stun gun and just immediately knocked out.
It was the coolest moment.
Because I just got a nat 20 on the stun gun.
I was just intimidating, and James comes around the corner with a stun gun and just clocks it in the head. It was great.
We got another one of those little coins as well when it died.
I've got
Any
that.
idea what those are yet?
The
Any idea what those are yet?
little.
Not really.
So many
I
coins.
think we can spend them at some point. Oh, I think it's like
we should try
it's like
and-
it's like in Subspace Emissary and Brawl when they get turned into the amiibos. It's like that.
We should see if we can use them to summon one of the devil guys and then kill them again.
True.
I
Just
would like to
keep
see this
killing
happen.
I wonder.
But yeah.
I wonder if
When
it'll work.
when the thing died, it killed the bullet's parent, and so we took the baby bullet with us, and he's called Gavin.
Cool, Gavin. He ripped a hole in my coat, but I'm going to fix it and make it
I
cooler.
believe it's Gravel E Gavin, right?
Is it?
Fine. Yeah. Gravel. E.
Does the E
Gavin.
stand for
The
something?
E stands.
The E stands for Ernest.
Ernest.
No, Edgar.
I was gonna say Edgar. My initial
Edgar.
Okay, Gravel.
drive was
Gravel.
Edgar. Either Edgar or just it doesn't stand for anything.
Gravelly Gavin.
It's like Wally.
Gravelly Gavin has a stat sheet now.
Gravelly
As
Gavin
well
has
as
a
Yeah.
stat sheet, which is unfortunate because that means that Gravelly Gavin can drop to 0 HP.
Mm-hmm. Gravelly Gavin.
Not when
can be
I'm
used in
around.
combat as
Oh,
well,
my
because
God.
Gravelly Gavin has their own levels now.
We're not letting Gravelly Gavin into combat because we will get TPK'd before Gavin comes to any harm.
No, I will let him in combat, but I will die before he dies. If I have to watch Gravelly Gavin die, Lithosir will seppuku
It's not
on Gravelly Gavin.
on top of Gravelly Gavin.
Like on
Yeah,
like,
his
like on.
Yeah,
That's quite impressive.
yeah.
Okay,
Should we move to Foundry?
shall we start and jump into D&D, get into our characters?
Shall we move to Foundry?
No, move to the RPC because we have an RPC.
The RPC. I hope I fix this one.
Okay, you fix this one.
My camera's a bit weird, but like besides that, hold on. It's just slightly the wrong size. That's just exactly as planned.
Yeah,
Everything is awesome.
Everything is awesome.
Everything is cool when you're gravelly
That's
gaff.
probably copyrighted.
Stop singing.
Almost certainly. Let's get the VOD mute, shall we, ladies and
Got
gentlemen?
the God rays behind me.
We left off last time with Gravelly Gavin being thrown onto the top of the ship alongside the fuel of bright
Gently.
blue. Kind of gently. He did then go and sit next to the cat and break the box that the cat was on.
Good.
And Marceline did tell you that she doesn't want him going through anything, preferably. So please, make sure he doesn't dig around the ship.
I've got an idea.
Well, I mean, we opened the scene with you two stood on the deck, slightly injured, I believe, but not too bad at all.
I'm not. I am.
Find out.
Yeah, not too bad.
That is
My armor's a little bit scuffed up.
a bit scuffed armor. There's wherever you had a bit of probably like a brass buckle or something, it's been rusted over from the minor attack from the rust rats. Jupiter, I think your stun gun needs a reload as well.
Yeah, shall I reload it now?
Yeah, it's worth reloading.
Yes.
I gave you my stun clips.
Do you say we can short rest?
You can take a long rest now if you want.
Oh, long rest. Nice.
Because there's quite a bit of time to go on. One thing I was going to say is, do either of you want to attempt to play with Gavin for a bit?
Absolutely.
There is one thing I need to do for Gavin first.
Okay.
So, I have a weaver's kit, and I bought fabric. Two things. Number one, I want to make him clothes. Number two, I want to make like a little nose cover, because we don't want him digging through everything. So I want to make him like a little leather bit that goes on the front of his metal nose. Like, not to like restrain his powers, but just to stop him necessarily digging through the boards of our ship.
We should get him. We should get him something to chew on. We should get him something really hard to chew on.
Yeah.
So you spend a few hours making like a little bone made out of just thick leather and a little leather scalp, essentially, to pop over the snoot.
Mm-hmm.
There's a moment where he gets really happy after you put his clothes on, and he pads around a little bit, and you can see he goes to dig into the ground because he just bends his front legs, flops his nose forward into the planks, and you just watch his head bounce back. He wobbles a bit on two legs and then falls onto his back like a turtle. Clearly very confused as to what you've actually done here.
We've made sure he's safe and isn't going to just dig through the ship out into the other side of space.
Chat's not happy that you muzzled Gravelly Gavin, by the
We
way.
haven't muzzled him.
Wow.
We've supported him.
So
He can still open his mouth.
the
We just don't want
important
him to
thing
hurt
is
himself.
who's going to have a bond with Gravelly Gavin. Because unfortunately, while he can love both of you, he can only have an adventurer's bond with one of you. Who deserves Gravelly Gavin?
You can have Gavin.
I don't know. Does Gavin have a say in it? Because I was the first to tame him.
You tamed Gavin. I feel like if anyone's got the special bond with Gavin.
No, don't worry. He'll still protect you. It's just there's one person he'll listen to, battle orders from and whatnot. So,
Yeah.
how do you
Okay.
go, Gavin?
I gave you all my stun clips. That's the trade. You have my stun clips. I'll have Gavin.
How do you go, Gavin?
Okay. So I think part of it was him just like sitting there watching while I made him these little like outfit things. Also, along with the beak thing, there was a small hat just because he needs a hat to wear. It's kind of like a Indiana Jones style hat, just to like dress him up a little bit. But then after that, it's lots of sort of they can jump, can't they? They're like sharks that can jump. So I don't know what would I'm just thinking what I'd have access to. Oh no, I've got a thing. I've got a 10-foot pole. So I'm putting the pole like an inch off the ground and getting him to like leap over it, and then I'm raising it up a little bit and get him to leap over that. And like I keep going until he like fumbles over it, and then we like start again.
High jump training.
Let me take a note of that. You have done one of the many plays that you need to. So to level Gavin up, because Gavin can be leveled, you have to periodically play with him, feed him, look after him, keep him safe. And you've achieved bond level 1.
Can I? Is there an accessible sheet for him, or do I just take your word for it?
There will be next time, because I actually need to basically code a new sheet for it, because it doesn't have all the fields that I need.
Right.
But yeah, there you go. So this will take about an hour or so, maybe a little while. Chat says, Ness, your camera's sync.
So I know
Is
about the
it-
chat
is
box.
it
The
going
chat box
again?
is supposed to be Foundry chat box rather than chat box because it's the roleplay scene. And I could fix it, except there's nothing in the Foundry chat, so
Yeah.
I haven't bothered.
I'll put something in there.
For now, I'll just swap to the Foundry scene when we need it.
Jupiter, what are you up to
Okay.
this time?
What is Jupiter up to? Jupiter's been doing some thinking.
Some thinking? About what?
Well, there have been these slightly weird dreams, is all.
Yeah.
And there's this thought about the path to power starting at Caleb's Rest, and we're almost there. There's been some thinking on what that means. And where the dreams could have come from as well, because weird prophetic dreams don't just happen. There's
Are there any ideas that you'd like to
generally
share?
occurs. I think Jupiter thinks that his magic has been recognized by the academic wizard scholars in Caleb's Rest, and that they've used some sort of divination to kind of reach out to him and say, "Come join us, and we can help you."
I like it. Well, I mean, you're not too far off. There's, I suppose you're probably just sat watching Liff play with Gavin and watching Gavin just do these increasingly high jumps. In fact, if you had Liff, I don't think you'd find a point at which Gavin can't get over that you can actually still hold the stick at.
Cool.
You probably need like an actual spell to lift the stick high enough that Gavin wouldn't be able to hurdle it. And Jupiter, as you sit there and you ponder potentially where this strange dream has come from, Marceline calls up the stairs as she comes up, and she goes, "Right, that's enough fuel. Well done. I honestly thought one of you might die there."
Almost did.
I've got
We
to
didn't.
question why it is that you suggested this then.
I mean, look, no offense, Jupiter, you're a city boy. Liff,
No offense, I just thought you'd die out there and told you to do it anyway.
Liff, you're a princess. I thought you two were soft. I'm not gonna lie. But you've killed the weird roper things, and you've tamed a thing, and you got all the fuel.
You think
So-
that the city's soft?
The thing has a name. Gravel E Gavin.
Daisy,
Gravel.
Gravin,
Gavin.
just gravel, Gavin,
Gavin.
Gravel or Gavin or just E. I'm gonna start calling him E.
E, perfect. She pats E on the nose.
His pronouns. I just said his pronouns are E. No, E's
him.
E's pronouns.
E.M.
Gravelly Gavin uses E-im pronouns.
He's French.
She indicates towards the table where you see a lot of different bottles, decanters, and like glass tumblers are sat. She goes, "Look, it's pretty much a straight line all the way through to Caleb's Rest now. And I want to say sorry for not believing you, and also you've been fun to have around. I've not spent time with you guys, so let's get drunk. Go on, come on. Look.
Yes. Question to the GM.
Yeah,
What is the alcohol situation on the Elven Spires?
you would have had fine wines, like rich wines,
Okay.
heavy stuff. So you probably never had much fruit.
Like
Style.
port.
A lot like port, but not sweet.
Okay.
Almost quite tangy, really.
Right.
Very heady because it's hard to grow fruits in a spire. So the fruit Liff may have had some fruit wine, but that's like a perfect delicacy in the spire because it can be so hard to grow. Jupiter, you've drunk before at mech fights, have you? Or potentially not?
Probably a couple of times. I reckon Jupiter's not a regular drinker, but is going to partake in this to kind of keep up appearances.
Yeah. You're probably used to like more draft beers and stuff.
Yeah.
So these bottles of what you assume to be wine are quite impressive. Thick, very crimson reds that are actually somewhat clear, occasionally sparkling in these massive decanters. And there's some that are red. There's one weird one that's just changing color constantly. It's just shifting through the color wheel. And there's also a platter of like small, what look like small brown cakes, similar to the brownies that you were given after your meal back at the Pixie Diner.
Cool.
And she sort of indicates to like, guys, sit down. I got a lot of stuff. It's insane. How good are you guys at drinking?
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Do you want wine, or do you want something cool? And are
Something
you hungry?
cool. And yes.
What
Always.
about you,
Something
Jupiter?
cool.
You're cool.
What does something cool mean?
Just
Means
try it.
something pretty cool. Yes or no?
Sure thing.
Okay. She pours two quite tall glasses of the color changing stuff, and it just
Excellent.
keeps shifting and going weird.
This looks like my kind of drink.
I'm assuming you both just drink it down, or do you take a sip, or what?
What's the drinking age in Caleb's belt? Or layman's belt?
Layman's
rather. Layman's belt. That's the one.
I left my
Hey,
player's
time
handbook.
words.
Almost certainly 18. It's quite relaxed.
Nice.
So when you hang on, Jupiter,
Jupiter's underage.
you're 17, right?
We don't endorse
Jupiter's
this.
underage.
We don't endorse this.
Lift's only just Lift's 19, so Lift's only
This is
just
fictional underage drinking. It's different, trust me.
It's fine. Do you guys take a sip, or do you guys take it all the way down?
I'll take a sip first, just see what it's like. But then, as soon as I've tasted that it's all right, I'll drink.
Jupiter's trying to impress. I think he's
It's
just
down,
full
straight
send it.
down for Jupiter.
Full send it.
Left, your tongue feels a little bit numb, like in a nice sort of slightly funny way. Kind of, when you sit on your foot for too long, and you get that pins and needles that just tickles. It's like a very gentle version of that.
Okay, well then I'll drink the rest.
Jupiter, you look at Lift's lips as they take their sip, and their lips go bright green.
Oh, sick.
Lift, as you take your sip, you look at Jupiter sink it, and you watch as Jupiter just goes orange. Like luminous neon orange.
Yeah.
That's fun.
All over. The same sort of oozy hair effect of it, like occasionally just dripping down a little bit, but bright orange. And as
I'll
you
drink
drink
the rest of
yours, you go bright green.
Cool.
Marceline just laughs, this massive, very hearty laugh. Just look
Do
at
I
you two.
Do you still remain like the aesthetic shapes of a drow? Like, do I still have drow ears and drow hair? It's
Yeah.
just all gone green, or is it just like
Imagine someone
green?
put a chroma filter on you and set it to green.
Cool.
You're just
Nice.
dyed green.
Here's a question
in
then,
the
with,
shades.
with the whole changeling thing. Do you think you could just manually override it? And just ungreen yourself?
I probably could, but I can't do it in front of Marceline.
I've
Doesn't
also
she know?
written in my notes.
No,
you
she
can't.
thinks
yeah,
I'm a wizard.
she thinks it's magic. Oh, you could just pretend. You could click your fingers.
Yeah, but she thinks I told her I'd do it from a scroll.
Oh, that's fair.
Dumb me.
She pours like 3 quite tall, very fancy crystalline wine glasses. And slides 2 over to you. It's like, take a drink, friends. Come on, this is beautiful. Now, is anyone down for a bit of food?
Always.
All right.
Probably should warn you. How old are you two?
17.
19. I think when Jupiter says 17, Lift just kind of does like a double take, like I've been dragging a 17-year-old around.
Bad
17-year-old
influence.
solid, yep. She turns to you, Jupiter, and goes, I might want to be careful with this. It's kind of not exactly legal.
Yeah, and drinking
Good
that
fun, though.
was.
Can't hurt you. It's fine.
She made weed
Hands over a
brownies.
brownie each.
Weed brownies.
Eats up. And she just swallows it whole.
Don't be weed brownies. Please don't be weed brownies.
I'll like bite a couple of times. I'm not going to get indigestion from some brownies, but
They're
I'll
not
eat
huge.
it.
They're quite small.
Ooh, rolling d20s. I probably should. I'll swap to Foundry Scene.
Oh, I meant to long rest because you long rested.
Oh, this isn't going to do anything. Yeah,
Swap to
anything
Foundry Scene so
major.
that you can. Oh, they still can't quite see it. It's slightly off the top of chat.
Okay.
Oh well. But they can see chat a little bit better.
It's not major, this effect, but you will need. So you're both taking a bite, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm somewhat hesitant. Can I inspect it first?
I'm taking a sizable bite.
Do you want to watch Liff as your inspection, or is there something else you'd like to do?
I want to inspect the brownie itself to see if it's a normal brownie.
It looks like a normal brownie, but as you hold it, you do feel the sort of faint, like, thrum of magic at your fingertips.
Yeah,
This is definitely, like,
Athenian
magically
brownies.
affected. Huh?
Are they Athenian brownies?
Yes.
That would be bloody dangerous.
God, that would be
Yeah,
so
that's probably
cool.
why it's illegal.
Ness, you took a
We should-
bite, right?
Yeah.
Con save, please.
Con save.
Yes.
Oh, I
I'll
think
let you
I'm
know
good
that,
at
Marceline's failed this.
Oops.
That's
Uh,
worrying. Marceline failed the con save. She's just going to be high for the rest of the journey.
There you go. I'm pretty good at con saves.
Liv, you can still speak and act normally for the next 5 minutes, but you're constantly giggling and laughing, and everything's just a bit funnier. Like all the faces that you're just pulling, looking at this brownie, is just hilarious and just really strange. Marceline has fallen backwards off of her chair and is cackling, like barely breathing, just laughing as hard as she physically can. She doesn't seem capable of talking to you guys or even looking around at where she is. Jupiter, you're watching two people just. Liv's laughing. Marceline's potentially dying of laughter in a very severe way. Are you gonna take a bite?
This is weird. This is scary. I've turned orange. They've gone insane. I'm going inside with Gavin.
Oh no! Don't
you
take
guys are inside.
Gavin.
You guys would be in the
No,
back.
I'm out of my depth. I'm 17. This is...
You guys would be around here, just around the
Okay.
table.
Oh, we'll be around the table.
Do you want to just put the brownie back down then?
Okay, I'm going to find Gavin. I'm chilling with Gavin. I'm done with this.
Oh, Gavin's curled
Gavin's
up.
at my feet. Yeah.
Oh. I'm just gonna chuck down the brownie then and just stick it down
on the table.
on,
Put it on the floor.
on a plate, presumably.
Okay, put it back on the plate.
I'm not throwing it on the floor. That would be pretty seriously
Give it to
rude.
Gavin. Give it to Gavin.
Watching
not-
Jupiter put this brownie down is so stupidly funny. It's the funniest thing you've ever seen him do. And you think that's the funniest thing you've seen until
about that
he
one.
sort of adjusts his back a little bit to get a little bit more comfortable, and that is just so funny. That's just stupidly funny.
Funny orange man.
Funny orange man. Over about 5 minutes, Marceline sort of like wheezes and slows down the laughing and just stops. You stop around the same time, Liv. And she's like, "Oh, that was strong." Tasha's Tasters.
Some good stuff in there.
Ever heard of her? She's a cool witch. Did the whole hideous laughter thing. Sort of a lesser charm on these. Quite impressive, really.
Yeah.
My Alexa.
Good
Shut up,
spell.
Alexa. Jupiter, are you okay?
This is weird.
It's a bit of fun.
Can't we just like eat normal food that doesn't do that to you? I feel like it was quite dishonest of you to not tell us that's to just give us these and just
That's
not
part
tell
of
us
the
anything.
fun. Come on.
I think drugging
Boring.
people isn't fun. Maybe I'm just a party pooper. Maybe I'm just boring and solemn and sad. But I think that drugging people isn't fun.
Well, maybe you just need to get. I'm not gonna say.
You're
it.
drugged.
You want me to
No.
eat one of those stupid things so I can find being drugged fun.
I mean, maybe.
I put a hand on Jupiter's shoulder and then just like, if you don't want to join in, it's fine. Peer pressure isn't cool. Shoot a glance to Marceline.
She sort of goes, "Okay, I won't." He stands up, walks over to get some more food from the kitchen, like proper done food this time. Puts a plate down in front of each of you and sort of nudges the brownies towards you two. Nudges the plate slightly, almost trying to make it look accidental. but, like,
Sprinkle the
it
brownie
definitely
on
being
top.
purpose. She goes, okay. How about we play a game? Because I don't know you two, and you're on my ship. And I've seen
You
you do
kinda
cool
know
stuff. I
You
barely
know me a
you
little
two.
bit. Come on.
I know you a little bit. I know you're really, really bad at making bets.
That's not true.
You've bet against me before.
If I'm so bad at making bets, how do you expect me to pay you at the other end of this?
Oh, we've got to pay her.
Yes,
you better
we gotta
have
pay
that
her.
money. Yeah, you've got to pay me. That's a thing.
And I mean, talk about bad at making bets. You keep telling us whenever we get back from doing something that you expected us to die.
What? Sometimes. Look, all I'm saying is you guys have impressed me way more than I thought you would, okay? Like, you guys have done some awesome stuff.
Okay,
Right. I need to send you a thing real quick, both of you.
a thing. If it's on Discord, I
Yes.
won't be able to look at it without the cameras going away.
I'll put the link
Oh, it's in
in Foundry, because I'm really smart.
Nice.
Okay, look, let's
Okay.
play a game. She gets out a deck of cards. And just starts shuffling them around.
Okay.
And then across the table, she does the awesome arc thing where you just span them all out
Mm-hmm.
in even space. You know, the thing that, like, I just can't do. But it looks really cool. Just that. She's right. Pick a card. Jupiter first.
Do I just have to choose a card? Just name one?
Go to the site and pick a random one.
Oh, just name a card.
Pick a random card. Any of these cards. But don't look at it yet.
So what do I have to do on the site?
On the site, you should be able to click draw cards.
Just draw cards. Sure thing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's showing me my card. It's not like
That's fine, that's fine.
I can't not look at it.
Okay, look. You're looking at hearts, clubs, spades, diamonds. The suits are unimportant here, okay?
Unimportant. Okay.
What are important?
Oh.
She turns to Liv.
It's the drugs.
Is he any good at drinking? Like this?
I think he had a couple of the brownies secretly. It's fine. Just keep trying.
Okay. Right. So, hearts, clubs, spades, diamonds. A
Yeah.
story of love, a story of pain, a story of loss, a story of gain. Okay? How's that
Okay.
sound? So what'd you get? Flip over your card.
It's a heart.
My favorite. I want a story of love.
You want me to give you a story of love?
Well, both of us. And E down there. And the cat. Story of love.
I'm 17 and a criminal. What do you think goes on in my life?
There's got to be some serious love going on there, then.
Come on. There's gotta be someone who's, you went to a big party and it was busted and you chased her, but she vanished and you never found her again.
Marceline, that's
green.
not love.
Well,
Marceline, that's
usually
not
I'm
love.
green.
That's kinda love. That's happened to me all the time.
I'm an
Most of the
Ganassi.
cards,
Harassment.
there's gotta be some sort of
Do you
Romeo
know
and
anybody
Juliet
who
style
has
thing.
ever loved an Ganassi?
Yes. Well, no, but I can imagine that. So it must be true, right? Look, fine, draw another card.
It's another heart.
Draw another card.
Draw until you don't
Gain,
get
for God's
hearts.
sake.
It's a diamond.
Story of gain. Go on. Biggest gain. Biggest time you won. Something cool you found. Something badass.
Let me think.
She takes a long sip of her
I
wine and
think
sits forward.
I'll tell you a story. It's quite a good story. Trust me. It's not like a good story, right?
Oh, it's gonna be a good story.
So one day I was betting on the mech fights, and the bet had gone my way, and everything was looking good, looking up, and I was ready to collect quite a hefty sum of money. And then through the ceiling, out of nowhere, boom, monster.
Monster? What, in Rivet City?
In Rivet City, in the middle of the mech ring, through the ceiling.
When was this? What?
About 4 days ago.
You were there in the city.
Wait, was that when all the attacks were going?
Yes, there was a
I'm
monster,
I heard about that. Yeah.
and
Wow.
everybody ran. Everyone else ran. I felt that, for some reason, I felt like I shouldn't. Because, I mean, you know that I can kind of pew magic, right?
Yeah.
And
Uzi, man.
I'd
Yeah.
never used it for anything except robbing people.
It's
And-
an admirable thing.
No, but it isn't. There's a part of me that feels like maybe that's not the right thing to... I mean, it's a gift. It's
Yeah.
something that gives me power over other people. And I'm not sure if it's right for me to use it to take things. And I never have been. And just this once, I thought I could use it to help people.
You're a hero.
And then this monster absolutely beat me up. Like, it destroyed me.
Sounds like a story of pain.
Yes, but that's not the end. Because with the monster, through this ceiling fell Liv.
Oh.
And through teamwork and friendship,
It is a story of
we
love.
beat the monster, and I got this cool, neat little coin. Look at this. It's pretty cool.
I pulled my one out as well, and I've got the matching
snap.
coin.
I've never seen that kind of. What is that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. The
Ooh,
monster kind of
I just
turned
thought of
into it when we
something.
killed it.
I've got something risky to try on the coins, actually.
She looks at her glass of wine as you say, "I don't know." The monster turned into it. It's like, huh? That's kind of cool. I like that. Okay.
I can find
tell
out.
she's a little bit gone. She might have had a little bit too much at this point. She puts her hand, just slams it down in the cards and pulls one out. So what card I get?
Which means I should have drawn from my physical deck of cards.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
If I do another one, I'll do that.
I'll do that too.
Clubs. Shows a 8 of clubs. Like, okay. Story of pain. What's a good one? There's that time you watched me get it, blown up, but that wasn't. That was just kind of meh. No sort of. I need a redeeming story now. My first girlfriend. There we go.
Sounds like a story of love.
It's a story of pain. So I'm kind of cool, mysterious, kind of got this sort of smoky eye thing going on. She
If by
giggles, like,
mysterious
hard
you
about it.
mean dishonest, then I completely agree.
That's part of mystery, isn't it? I mean, you never told me you were 17, and suddenly I'm smuggling you across half of Lemon's belt.
Yeah, I agree with her on that one. The whole age thing. Yeah, I'm with on
Wow,
her side.
victim blaming
Did
a
you know that?
minor? Wow.
Did you not know, Liv? I kind of
No,
thought these were
he
like
never-
a thing.
He looks.
We were-
He looks like 20, doesn't he?
We were too busy getting attacked by a monster.
And so you guys aren't like sort of together?
We
Not
met
yet.
like 4 days ago, or however long ago it was. I don't even know. I haven't been keeping track.
4 days.
Maybe 6 days since we set. Sometime.
I mean, you
Kinda
keep
lose
waking me up in
time.
the middle of the
Right.
night to go steal a ship anyway.
My ship. It's fine. So look, my first girlfriend. Me, Smoke Ganassi. Jupiter, you just throw your glass over by accident, spilling wine everywhere.
That wasn't even me.
Oh. Liv,
That was
you
me.
throw Jupiter's glass across the table.
I had a coin because I was thinking about the coin, and I've got a cool thing to do with the coin.
I mean, cool Smoke Ganassi, from a background, let's say, potentially from I'm from Canada's Rest, obviously. Look at me. I used to be, kind of head over heels for this cute little fight Ganassi. She was like, what, a year younger than me? There's still places that
Peter.
are older than both of you two, I'm pretty sure, but I was gonna take her to see the stars. I had this. I mean, she used to be a banged up old wreck before I fixed her up.
The
But-
girl or the ship? Or both?
Ah.
I was concerned for a second.
I was gonna take her to see the stars, and then her parents found out, and we tried to run away, and she was caught, and I haven't seen her since.
Is she
Kinda
still
bad.
alive?
Yeah, just not allowed to see anyone from my lot.
Oh.
Yeah, my smuggler lot.
Oh, smuggler lot. Okay.
Yeah, smuggler lot.
Do you know where she is?
Scared Rust. Still there. You just
Mhm.
can't.
Yeah.
We're in trouble. With, my lot and her lot, and it doesn't really work.
I mean, getting in trouble's never stopped you before.
you wouldn't understand. You're too young. You're too young. Let me say that.
No, explain.
Smugglers and and nobles, they don't really get along.
Well, if it wouldn't have worked out, what are you so sad about?
Kind of cute, and now I can't ever go see her. Kind of sucks. Look, you'll understand.
You don't
my-
have any pictures of her, do you?
No. Why?
No, Liv, no, shut up.
What's she
Shut up,
about to
Liv.
do? What's she about to do?
Don't worry about it.
Ignore.
She can do. I thought she ran out of scrolls. She can't do the funky.
I was just wondering.
Don't worry about it. It's
Okay. Go on then, Liv. You
I want to draw from a real deck of cards.
She takes a deep drink from her wine glass.
Draw from a real
It's
deck.
just running away.
Shuffle them in a cool way.
No, I can't.
Aww. Come on.
They're already shuffled. Right. Spades.
Spades. Story of loss.
Loss.
What have you lost?
So Lift takes his card and kind of flicks it across their face. It's tricky to say what you've really lost when kind of everything starts again. I kind of lost everything, but then found it all again. It's
How do you lose everything when you're a fucking princess? You got everything.
well, yeah.
Got a lot
It
to
only-
lose.
Yeah, exactly. It only really works when you're in the castle. That's the thing. You have all these like guards and servants and things, but once you step outside, it doesn't really work quite so well.
The more you have, the more they can take from you.
Exactly. The more you miss it when you're out here, and it's just kind of you and a stick, and whatever within the stick's reach you can hit, and that's about it. Influence kind of shrinks a bit. Guess that's the loss.
Not the
Yeah.
influence.
There's lots of things
Leg.
came with time.
Give me something real.
What do you
Not
mean
some sort of
real?
Faux pas, rich person tripe. I got this ship to run away from that stuff. Come on.
Run away?
Jupiter. And Jupiter,
You were in a-
she picks up a card and throws you a card. That one.
I want to hear more about how rich person's
Nah,
done.
it's just-
There's also a thing I need to do while I remember.
I'll do it later.
Another diamond.
Gain. More gain. Got a bigger story.
A bigger
I mean,
story.
Liv's a treasure. Don't get me wrong.
You want
she's
a bigger story?
done.
I'll show you a big story. A big story of gain that's... It's a gain for us all, really. 30 years ago, on the moon of this planet, there was a great festival being held to celebrate the anniversary of the finding of the sky skiffs. Now, in this festival, there were all sorts of nobility, drow, high elves, all sorts. And the captain of the guard that had been placed there was a Ganassi. A Ganassi called Caleb Puff.
Ask.
And
Before.
he got wind that there was going to be some kind of attack made. And he was preparing and scouting things out, but he had no idea of what was to come. Because above the moon, a portal opened. And through that portal came half of a ship, bigger than the moon itself,
Harkoven.
grabbed
Clever.
by a 6-fingered hand, torn in half.
Clever.
Full of refugees being attacked and swarmed and falling out, floating into space. It was the worst thing he had ever seen. And only so many people could escape. There was only so much transport. And this Ganassi knew that if he wanted to do his duty to his people and fulfill his role as the captain of the guard, he would not be one of the people on those transports. So he helped the people to the transports and faced the monsters on that ship. And the ship hit the moon and blew it into a million pieces. Completely destroyed it,
So cool.
along with Caleb Puff. And those bits of the moon are now Laban's belt.
That's so cool.
And that's a story of gain for us all, because his sacrifice saved us from the things on board that ship and created the place where we all live. Well, maybe not you so much live, but the rest of us
Well,
lived.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Ah, good
And it just goes to
spin,
show
good
how one
storytelling.
person can really impact a whole world.
Like me with my
Impressive.
miss out.
That story big enough for you?
I only know a bed. You see, she can't do words anymore. She's gone through like 2 bottles of this wine over the course of these long stories. It's like, Liv, do you wanna do another one?
I'll draw a card.
God. No, beautiful.
Clubs.
Bang.
Pain. Okay. I think as Liv begins to speak, there's a little subtle rumble of a little bit of magic just kind of being used in the background. The room gets a tiny bit darker, and the marks on my neck start to move again.
Doing wizard stuff?
And I think Marston's tired enough. My face goes chalk white, like canvas white. And Liv starts talking in this voice that you recognize as Liv's, but as if it was like through a couple of layers of distortion, or spoken underwater and picked up with a mic underwater. And Liv just starts kind of talking. There's a person. The name or identity doesn't really matter. It could happen to anyone. It doesn't really link to a place or a type of personality or whatever. But they're stood in a room. You can't see the walls. The lighting is enough to see your own self, but it fades out 5 feet away from you, and there's no sign of walls or ceiling. And it's cold. You can feel it. All your extremities feel cold. Your fingers kind of rattle. And then there's that roaring in your back of your head, like waves coming against the shore. And you can feel them. You can feel the wetness of the water around your ankles. But you still can't see it. There's no white
Liv
lip.
saying this, the room gets colder. And very faintly, you can just about hear what they're describing. Just about see everything get a little bit darker and just almost feels like it's just you guys at the table and nothing else.
There's elements of it on my face as well. You can see these lines of red coming up from my jawline. And the water rises until it comes closer. You could see the walls now, but they're not made of stone. They're made of these rolling waves, red waves with these gold foams as they crest over the edge. And the water falls on you and it warms you up. You feel that warmth, but it doesn't stop at a comfortable warmth. It becomes burning, and as it drips off your previously frozen fingers, they get to a stage where it feels like you can't even feel them anymore. They could be there, or you could be nothing. When you look down at yourself, there's nothing there. There's just more of the red water. And then further ahead is a plinth. And you know that getting onto that plinth could take you out of the water. There's hands on it. There's a staff being held by these hands, but no bodies. And if only you could join those hands, pull yourself out of the water. And this like level of red is rising, and my eyes are turning red. Not only the pupils, but the whole eyeball is turning red. And I don't know what Marcelin's doing, but it's having some serious impact on the room.
Marcin's like kind of shivering, just intently staring. I don't know how's Jupiter feeling?
I'm just waiting. I have something I want to say, but once you're done.
Okay. And the person steps forwards. It could be you, it could be anyone, but whoever it is, their only option is to step forwards. Whether or not they have feet left to step on, there is a step forwards. There's a movement towards the plinth. And there's a figure there, someone they don't know, but know they could find. And then that's it. The pain becomes too much. You want to know what happens next. You want to lift your soul out of this water onto the plinth. But you know you can't. You know you never will be able to. The pain is more than you can take. And then I think the red lowers down.
At take, your mind stops for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And the table goes, the people go, and you see what you've been describing in front of you, and the person you described as not knowing speaks. That's not supposed to happen. And then everything's back again. The room returns to its normal temperature. You can see everything. Jupiter, the sounds go away so suddenly. All the temperature's back to normal. It doesn't feel like feels like you've been a million miles away, and yet you're still here, and you've been here the whole time.
I think that you need to cheer up, and that's not the point of the game. I think that was quite morbid and quite dark. And oh, have you unplugged your headphones?
My headphones broke. I can
No.
still hear you. I'm just swapping them. I can still hear you.
I'll wait for you.
Okay, fine. Continue.
I think that was quite a morbid and dark story, and I think the point of this game is that it's supposed to be fun stories. And I think you missed the point of the game, and...
It was a story of pain, wasn't it? I think Liv's voice is kind of shaking in their throat.
Yeah, it sure was a story of pain. Yeah. I guess.
You hear a gentle snore from the table, and you see Musty just fallen asleep.
Is
Face
it-
on, just gently drooling on the table.
Okay, it's a peaceful sleep then.
Yeah, nothing bad.
At the end of my story, I do want to try something.
Go for it.
So I've been holding this card in one hand, but in the other, I've been taking that coin that me and Jupiter took out, and flicking it between my fingers.
Yeah.
And I want to bring it into my hand, and I want to try casting Decay.
Remember what Decay does.
So, if it's non-magical, I will deal 10 damage to it. If it's magical, it does nothing. 10 damage isn't necessarily enough to destroy a coin, but it might.
Can you roll just a basic ranged spell attack?
Ranged spell
D20
attack.
plus charisma plus proficiency. Just as it imagine this is just a casting spell.
Plus charisma plus proficiency. 15.
A couple of the inky red tattoos move down your wrist and sort of either side come into the coin. And you see it just slightly lifting off of your skin as it goes into the coin. And there's a moment where you kind of feel the coin rust at the side just a little bit. You see it getting a sort of, an oxide layer on it. And then an ear-splitting scream, but only to you, Liv. In your ears, in your head. And this coin pings out of your hand, lands on the table, spins around a couple times and drops. No rust on it whatsoever. Absolutely fine.
Okay.
And it's hot, and you can see it steaming against the table.
Interesting.
Jupiter, you see this. You recognize that Lift's doing some kind of magic. You see the coin jump, you see it land on the table and hiss.
What is with you?
Just wants to see if this coin was going to be dangerous. I feel like we should leave them somewhere. I don't want to carry them around on us.
Why not?
When I tried to destroy it, I think. I'm not sure what I tried to do. But whatever I did, it felt like something inside was fighting back.
You know what the solution to that is?
What?
Don't try to destroy it.
Yeah, but if there's something inside it and we're carrying it round...
What difference is it going to make if we carry it around in the next room?
I think we should put it in a box or something. Somewhere it can't see.
Do you think it can see?
I don't know that it can see. I just know there's something in there, and I feel like... Look, I'm not going to carry mine round, and it would make me a lot more comfortable if you left yours somewhere. I just worried, how did that... We seem to be attracting danger to ourselves. Not by our fault,
Tends
but...
to be the case when you go to abandoned mines and steal ships and...
Yeah. I just don't want to add any more danger to the equation.
If you say
Is
so.
there a box somewhere in this room, like a lock box.
You've got like an end table in your room. There's like a couple of lock boxes hanging around. There's a bunch of drawers and stuff.
I'd
Is there
want
like that you know of that's really secure?
I believe I have one actually from my
You might do.
Nobles pack or whatever it's called. I think I have a lock box. Oh, I have a chest.
Yeah, if we say it's a small lockbox with a key.
12 cubic feet chest. Yeah, I'll take that. And I will just put my coin in the bottom of it and kind of ask, not say anything, but kind of gesture to Jupiter, like, do you want to put yours in here too?
Jupiter?
Who's going to keep the box?
We'll leave it here. Somewhere inside.
All right, then.
And the 2 coins fall to the bottom of the box, and I'll shove the top down, key in, lock it properly, and keep the key in my pocket.
Where do you want to leave the box?
Just tucked in a corner. It doesn't matter. I'm just hoping a single layer
Just
of
stick it away.
wood.
Just chuck it over here.
Yeah,
Right in the corner.
Okay.
just right away in the corner, and we're just not going to think
So
about
that
it.
if someone were to come in and search the place, they wouldn't immediately see it.
As
So we
it
can
lands,
get them if we need them.
Not
as it
completely
lands on the
hidden.
wood, there's a little like clacking sound. Mustang sort of stirs. He goes,
Hmm.
what you think is probably an aim to communicate. You can't tell what she's saying. She just slumps off downstairs to her rooms. It's quite late now. You guys are probably feeling, the grips of weariness and tiredness.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to go take a long rest? Do you guys want to do anything before you
Yeah,
do?
I already took my long rest, but
I'll head upstairs, and there is one thing I want to do. Just sort of. Oh, we swapped rooms
Yeah, we
accidentally.
swapped rooms.
Yeah.
okay, right.
No, I think we do that in game.
No,
I
we're
think
not
I
doing that. We're not
accidentally
swapping
wander
rooms.
to your room, and then there is something I want to do. Gravely Gavin, bless his whole self, accidentally on purpose ripped a hole in my coat, and I wanted to get started on the fix for that. So I'm doing this kind of almost like a dream catcher type thing, this circular woven thing going inwards with this picture of Gravely Gavin on it. Just to let you know, I'm getting started. It's probably going to take me like multiple days.
Yeah,
But
it'll
I
take you a
got all the
while.
equipment for it.
Something I wanted to do as well.
What's that?
I wanted to investigate. I didn't write it in my inventory, but I took the other shard, the red Athenium.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
I wanted to arcana that again to see if I can get anything out of that.
Go for it.
I don't want to do anything to it. I just want to see what's up with it because
Are you just sat with it in your hand?
I've seen the effects of it, and I don't know. I guess I'm just looking at it and holding it and smelling it, and maybe I'll lick it. I don't know.
Guys,
I'm not gonna.
roll
What
arcana.
I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna break anything off of it. I was
Yeah.
considering that, but just at the moment, I don't think that's a good idea.
Roll an Arcana check for me.
10.
Solid 10. It's mostly drained now. It's mostly like a clear crystal. But there's still like an element, like a faint red glow. It seems to almost increase the longer it spends or just on its own, as if it's accumulating something. You sit with it. Where are you doing this? Are you doing this like in your room, in your
Yeah.
bed or something?
In my room. There doesn't seem to be any sort of desk, so I guess I'm just on the chair.
As you sit with it, you sit with your palm. It still feels warm, like very warm. And it sort of, you can feel magic. But you're aware of what Athenium probably feels like, I would imagine. At least like the liquid stuff is how it does naturally thrown with gentle magic. This is harsh. Whereas normally it feels like almost just a very faint vibration that, it bows and troughs. This is like a pinprick in the center of your hand every single time. And you can feel it's magical and you can feel it's strong, but it feels chaotic and out of control. That's all you can really tell about it.
Okay.
You figure that really, like, it's probably better to bring it to someone who's professional and just see what they think of it.
Okay. You said it seemed to recharge when it was by itself.
Yeah.
Can I then leave it on the chair then when I go to bed?
Yeah.
Just to kind of...
So you're leaving it next to you.
like a little distance away, such that it can recharge.
Okay.
But it's still in the room.
You guys both going to sleep?
yeah, I've long rest, swapped some of my spells around.
I long rested, and
You
I
know.
didn't swap any spells around.
Left. The usual dream, but now the Ganassi says to you, that's not supposed to happen. And it's a
Does
flash
it look?
that wakes you up.
A flash that wakes me up. Does it look like
Green flash.
he's saying it to me, or does it look like I'm watching him say it as if I'm watching someone recorded on video?
More like video.
Okay.
He's looking dead at you, but it's as if he's looking through you, as if you're
Okay.
completely invisible and there's someone behind you that he's talking to.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're woken up by just a flash of kind of like a limey foresty green. That's a large array of colours. A green.
Yeah, those are the two opposite spectrums of green.
Jupiter, your dreams are tumultuous. You wake up a few times in a little bit of a shock. You jolt awake, but you can't quite remember what's in your dreams. And every time you fall asleep, it feels like something's pulling you back down. And it's not until very early morning where you wake back up, but not in bed.
My bad.
And you wake back up in a similar room to what you are now. It's it's the wooden paneling, but there's no bed, rug, or chair. You're just stood there. And behind the door, there's a bit of orange light shining under the gap under the door, and you can see around it just a frame of orange light. Incredibly warm in this room, and as you look, you can't hear anything. It's completely quiet. But you do just gently feel almost the wood below you moving. Gently, and you see the walls mutate, kind of. Colors gently shift, and the wall dimensions don't seem to stay the same the whole time. You know you're in a room, and you know it's a square room, but there's points at which it looks like you're looking in a circle, or you're looking back at yourself, impossibly. And you just hear a voice. A harsh, growled voice from under the door that just mutters, "Grimes." You jolt awake in a cold sweat. On the chair, the crystal is full of red again, and it's glowing, pulsing faintly. Shall we take a quick break there?
I want to put the crystal in my sword.
I want to put the crystal in some armor.
I want to put the crystal in my sword.
Well, do you want to take a quick break?
Okay,
Transition me to the cool break screen.
Or do we want? Is this a break scene? I can't remember. Hold on.
Put me on the chatting one with the normal Twitch chat.
Okay, I'll check it
While
out.
you guys go off, and I will chat to chat.
This one.
Okie dokie.
It might screw up
No,
the cameras if we leave, but
Yeah, it'll be fine.
I'll just leave my camera on. It'll be fine.
Yeah, just leave the camera on and just vanish.
I'll leave mine on. Cool. See you soon.
Hello, chat. It's weird because I have you guys on my phone, even though I'm looking dead towards the camera. So if I keep looking down, you know where I'm at, what I'm doing. Hey, Sam's back. What have you been doing, Sam? What have you been up to? Oshman, how are you, Oshman? As well? How is chat in general? How are people feeling? Are people having a good day, a bad day, a mediocre day? What's going on, people? Why is it that as soon as I get back from dinner, everyone leaves? General, do you know? But everyone leaves because it was a break, and you did just miss a really cool, tense moment, and it's a shame. Is everyone enjoying the D&D so far who's been here the whole time? I do hope they are. I hope everyone's having a bit of fun with the terrifying, creepy, everything's going strange part of D&D as I lay some plot seeds for everyone to look around. Check in the chat. Oh. I need to make some adjustments as well. I need to take some of my own notes, as there is plenty of terrifying stuff to remember. The life of a DM is always very interesting because it's just a series of hurriedly rushed notes that just about 10 minutes before the session you patch together and call it a session. It's brilliant. It's amazing. Would it be possible to get a quick summary of what I missed? Of course, everyone getting hyped. It wasn't weed brownies. It was Tasha's Tasters, which is a gentler charm than Tasha's Hideous Laughter that causes the user to laugh a lot and find everything funny. or if they fail the con check, just keep laughing continually. After that, they played a game of, I think it's just called the card game. It's something I got from Dale Kingsmill at Monarch Factory. Beautiful channel, beautiful person. She's amazing at what she does. She comes up with brilliant stuff. I stole it directly from there, so I won't lie to you guys.
I'm back.
Then there was a dream sequence, as Liv told a terrifying prophecy, and then they both had a dream. Both Jupiter and Liv had a dream. Liv having the typical dream they seem to have every night, with an extra detail of the Ganassi saying that's not supposed to happen. And Jupiter having a strange dream of a room with dimensions that don't quite make sense. An orange glow coming from under the door. And the word grime muttered or growled from below the door. Welcome back, James, by the way. Just giving chat a quick summary.
I totally think that the voice from under the door is the thing from the prequel session we did. The many-armed dude.
The prequel session. Okay, interesting.
If it's something we've seen before.
I like that take. Oh, we're getting Eldritch Horror I approve. Not really Eldritch Horror. Stick around, is all I'm saying, and you'll find out. I run D&D focused on my characters mainly, rather than the overarching plot, and I aim to create some terrifying character moments. And so far, I've got Liv and Jupiter on interesting paths that they know very little about. And oh, James, you are going to be... You're in for a treat.
It's going to be fun.
Jupiter, you're in for a treat.
Just to clarify, with regards to the dream that Jupiter had, my opinions on Jupiter's don't align with what that's about.
I'm quite excited to see what Jupiter thinks.
From mine.
You're very fun to see what Jupiter thinks.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how it goes.
It will go fun. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Just grab a drink. Entertain chat for me.
Attempt to entertain people. Hello, people in chat. How's it going? Who's here? Who have we got? Can we do a show of hands for who's still here and who's just muted the tab and forgotten about it? Apparently, everybody. Oh no, you're here. That's good. Being a DM is like being a writer, but your characters have free will. Pretty much. Not only do they have free will, they also do stupid things. Stupid things that shouldn't work and yet do anyway. And it's terrifying. You can't really prepare adequately in any way, I think. Because if you write like a big battle sequence, they might just circumvent it. Like, imagine doing that. Imagine you prep all of that stuff and somebody just finds a way to just avoid it all. Some loophole in the villain's plan that just brings everything out from under them. I mean, it's cool. That's one of the great things about D&D. The fact that you can, like, come up with interesting solutions that even the DM doesn't see coming by finding genuine faults in the villain's plans and all that sort of stuff. And that's one thing that's really quite cool, because one problem a lot of pre-written fiction has is just that some of the characters are so stupid. Like, not even stupid all the time, just stupid when it matters. Like, they just make awful decisions. You want to do a TTRPG session at some point, but the only ones you played were kinda boring. Well, don't let a past experience put you off. I mean, I've had some pretty seriously poor D&D sessions. I've run some pretty seriously poor D&D sessions. I mean, the group you're playing with and the level of experience can affect the game. And I think also just the general maturity level. Yes, you have. Wait, no. No, I have. No, don't try and deny. Alex O ran that one. I mean, he probably did, but I don't know. I don't know which specific session you're talking about, but running a bad game once or playing in a bad game once doesn't necessarily mean the one where you flipped a chair. I actually don't remember that. Clearly I missed this one. That sounds like quite an interesting D&D session. I mean, the big thing is to find a DM and a group of players who have like aligned interests. That's the big thing for having a good D&D session. Like, we're talking about people wanting to play TTRPGs but having bad past experiences. I'm just saying that general maturity level and general compatibility of playstyles is quite a surprisingly big factor.
It's tough
In
to get a
enjoyment.
decent party.
It's not just how experienced you are at running the game. It's just running it in a way that people want to play, or playing it in a way that people want to play alongside. And if you did have a bad experience, I don't remember what it was that happened in that session, because obviously I was playing at the other table with Ness, and who else was I with? It would have been Ness, other Alex, and
Apparently me as well. It says Alex on there.
No, I specified other Alex.
Yeah, but they said Alex, which is me.
Oh right, okay.
Oh,
Just specified other Alex.
spiritually.
But if you did have a bad experience, it was probably a result of misaligned interests between different players and the DM. And the DM wants to run it one way, and the players want to play it a different way, and that never ends well.
I think it's also just getting used to
Being
I'm
harassed
assuming
by a
already
chaotic
joking.
evil character with a chaotic evil player on the other side.
God.
Oh no, chaotic evil. If you have played fewer than 5 different characters, don't play chaotic evil. This is just a word of advice. Even if you think you know what you're on about, if you played fewer than 5 characters, don't play chaotic evil.
I'm still scared
In
to
fact,
play evil.
I would
I've
even just say don't play evil or neutral if you're new to the game.
Yeah.
Play a good character if you're new to the game. Get used to playing the game and get used to party dynamics and working with other players to play a story that everyone enjoys before playing a character who's super selfish.
Yeah.
Because
It
then
never
you'll
ends
know
well.
how to play it in a way that is fun.
I think I'm assuming you touched on this, but you need that level of maturity to know that D&D is a game where you make the fun for everyone, not just yourself, and that includes the DM, because people forget that DM is actually a player.
That's true.
There's so many. You see so many tabletop horror stories where it's like, this player was being horrible and asking me to do all these terrible things. When I said no, they were like, "Oh, you're a bad DM." It's like, no.
I do agree potentially that lawful evil is quite interesting because it's underdone.
Wow, really thought you said chaotic e-girl.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be my next D&D character.
Yeah.
Chaotic evil is fun if you know what you're doing and you understand that chaotic evil does not mean I murder everything for the sake of murdering.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't. And I hate when people say that.
I guess the
That's
reason why lawful evil tends to be more fun is because people tend to play the evil in a more compatible and considerate way because of the lawful. And you can play chaotic evil more in that vein, but
chaotic e-girl is your new ult. Yep, I'm down with that. I think there's a good point that I saw raised recently. Chaotic evil exists for NPCs, but all monsters are unaligned in most cases.
I mean that's what it says, isn't
Because-
it? It always says unaligned. It doesn't say chaotic
because
evil.
a beast is not chaotic evil because they will just do what they need to do to survive. Chaotic evil is an actual moral thing.
I've got an
ignoring
offer for a
our
chaotic e-girl Minecraft skin. I'll take that. If you're
Oh,
willing to, if you're
please,
willing to do that,
do
I'll
that.
take that.
Nice.
Chaotic is gonna
I'll
be
make it the
next.
channel logo.
We're not making it a channel logo. Oh my god. We'll give Sam a sub when we hit 50 followers, but we're not making it the channel logo.
Yeah, it's quite interesting actually, the point about unaligned and the existence of unaligned, because unaligned is more to the space of they do things because they do them.
Yeah.
Whereas even an alignment like chaotic evil, there has to be a rationale behind actions.
Mm.
It's not just I do evil things because I'm evil. It's I do evil things because I have a goal or because
It's the whole amoral, immoral thing, isn't it?
yeah. Even people who do bad things for bad reasons have bad reasons. People don't do bad things for no reason.
I'm trying to remember some good alignment systems in other games. But yes, D&D for now. We shall
Shall
talk
we
about that later.
Get back
Is there
to
a monster of the week alignment system?
There is not. It's just built into your backstory.
Look forward to that when we do our monster of the week series that we've been working on for a while.
We're probably going to do Vason first, so look forward to
that's
Vason.
fair. Both of those.
We do loads of TTRPGs. Remember to recommend us to your friends and family and occasionally to your neighbours and dogs. But only
Don't
occasionally.
recommend us to dogs. We don't want dogs watching.
Wow, you don't want dogs watching? That's kind of discriminatory.
I don't want dogs watching.
My cockapoo is down there watching me right now.
I'm sorry, Alex.
He's watching us. He's sat there. He's typing away. He can't quite type because he's a cockapoo, but he's trying, and that's the important thing.
Okay.
Plus, I think D&D alignment lacks a lot of nuance.
There's a good clip of Brennan Lee Mulligan and Matt Mercer discussing this, I think. Of discussing the level of nuance in D&D alignment relative to... try to cancel yourself, but like relative to other moral systems,
Yeah.
and comparing it to like IRL philosophy and those sorts of things. And it's quite an interesting clip. So
I think it's hard. I think I agree with most people when they say alignment has no place in D&D now that there's no there's only like 2, I think, in 5th edition items that only react to your alignment, and there's no spells that do anything according
but
to alignment.
I disagree though with the idea that alignment has no place. It's simplified, and it shouldn't be used as the only reference for your character, but it's a really good way to sum up the way a character functions in 2 words.
I think there's just better summaries out there now, better summary ideas that would fit better than good and evil.
Well, yeah, I mean, the wording is misleading, because good and evil isn't good and evil.
In my
selfish.
In my games, I just do selfless. Yeah, exactly that thing.
Yeah.
Selfish.
That's selfish. It's the quickest way, and just make more sense.
Yeah. Also, there are still things that to do with your alignment with magic items, like the deck of many things. One of the cards flips your alignment.
Good point. I think that it's that, and it's what, like Book of Vile Deeds, no, Exalted Deeds, and Vile Evil.
There's some cleric things that try and put some more stuff in alignment.
A bunch of evil artifacts.
Yeah. Anyway, should we go back to D&D? Because we're all here.
Back to fantasy.
Yes.
Don't forget to join us on our Saturday streams and our random streams where we do talk about more D&D stuff, and occasionally Ness is there.
Occasionally. Has Ness been there for a Saturday stream ever? Actually, that's a good question.
I work.
So do I.
In fairness, you do have an excuse, but also I actually don't think you've been at any of the Saturday streams.
I'm bringing money in.
No, don't cancel Ness for not being there. Come on.
Yeah, no, don't cancel Ness. We love Ness.
Some of us have to support ourselves.
Getting this bread.
You
say that like you grew up on the streets. I mean, don't mislead the audience.
No, it's fine. I just have bad work hours.
Back into character. Let's get rid of Twitch chat. Twitch chat distracting. Magic?
Magic fingers.
Why are you magic fingers thing?
Just to get us in the mood. Right. Jupiter, you've just had a dream. You wake up in a cold sweat with a glowing red crystal on the chair where you placed it, pulsing gently.
Shouldn't have left it on overnight.
Apparently, if you charge it overnight, it reduces the maximum capacity.
Yeah. Charge it to 80% and keep it at 80%, and then it lasts longer.
That's actually misleading. Shouldn't do that with batteries, but still.
That's Athenium crystal lore.
No, Athenium crystal lore is they're just cooler than you. Right. Jupiter, what you can do?
I just want to look at it again. It's quite a captivating item. It's this weird, just wrong crystal. And as someone who's kind of magically attuned to an extent,
yeah,
it's slightly unsettling, but also fascinating.
Did you pick it back up?
Yes.
This time the pulsing in Time with the Lights, the pulsing is actually slightly painful, like someone's pinching you. Each time, it's not damaging you. You know, you put it on the other hand, your hand's fine, but it's just faintly hurting as it pulses, and this is not normal for an Athenian crystal, and not that you've ever seen.
What to do with you? I'm gonna wrap it back up in the cloth that I had it in before.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna put it under the bed.
Okay.
Ooh. You could put it in the special thing
There's a
chest.
small shoebox, I imagine.
I could put it in a special chest, except currently neither you nor Marceline knows that I have it.
No.
Good point. Lif.
Hello.
You wake up from the dream with this new green flash, which you've not seen before. What do you do when you wake up? Anything important, or you just trot outside?
I am going to check myself in the mirror again. I'm a little paranoid.
I think it would be normal Lif.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. What did you finish off last night? Because you did the whole.
Yeah, no. I went back to Lif, but I've certainly got. I don't think even now I would have changed myself back to before the story Lif. I think I'm Lif. My tattoos are maybe a little bit deeper red. My eyes have gone like red and are more bloodshot than they normally are.
Yeah.
And there's just kind of this sense that there's a bit more of my patron coursing through me.
Yeah. You would also both wake up with a little bit of a headache, feeling
Nice.
a little bit slower and more sluggish. There was a decent amount to drink last night, and there was
Mhm.
a lot of weird feelings around the room after two quite big stories.
One of
Um,
which
Were
was
you both wandering at your rooms?
yeah. Go on then.
Um,
Oh, did Gravity Gavin sleep in my room? I need to know
yes.
that. Good.
I think you'd wake up to see Gravely Gavin on his back, legs just sort of flopped to the side. Not really snoring, but making a noise as though a very deep version of when a car slowly pulls up along a gravel driveway.
Nice.
A kind of vibrating, kind of crunchy noise.
If
Hmm.
we get
And
100
you guys step
followers, we'll
out.
make precisely one Gravelly Gavin plush.
Oh, I'm so down. I mean, I'm already
Yeah.
making a plush of my own D&D PC, which is sad but cool. That's a story we'll tell on Saturday.
Yes, we should.
You both get up, and I think nothing's on the ship right now. There's the table is exactly as you left it last night. There's no food out. Marcelin's almost certainly not awake. So, do you guys want to go make food? Do you guys have any other ideas you want to do? Also, Liv, would you like to play with Gavin?
Always.
What do you want to do?
What do I want to do? I'll do something fun with it.
Teach him to dance.
Oh no, because Marcelin's not awake. I can play Changeling Peekaboo with Gavin, where I don't even hide my face, I just change my face.
That's fun.
Okay, what face did you do?
I'm like just like almost caricatures, like real life caricatures. So I'm like making my eyes bigger and smaller and like adding extra mouths unnecessarily. Like
Do I see this?
it would be creepy. You can see it if you like. I think you know, so
I imagine imagine this being done on the deck out in
Hmm.
the early morning sunlight. Stupid. Imagine you're just sort of stood there with a mug of coffee, leaning out the door, just looking at these weird faces being pulled, and this little bullet just looking up in mostly confusion and a little bit of fear. Because it's
No!
a bit weird.
It's
a bit
good.
too strange. You get a
I'm
taste
just-
that Gavin's thing isn't really being sat down. It's more
I just
being
Okay.
moving
sigh
around.
deeply.
I want to cast Windlash on him, but not do damage.
On Gavin or on me?
On Gavin, I want to push him around.
Gavin.
But I don't want to do damage. Can I do that?
I'm sure you could always research a spell that just moves people around.
What spells have I got?
It's totally a thing you can do. Try and invent your new spells.
The thing is, most of my spells are a little bit nasty at the minute.
You know with cats where you get the laser pointer and you make them chase it? Can
Yeah.
I do that, but with like prestidigitation? Or like minor
You'll have
illusion?
to wait. He's a bit tired for today. He'll probably have to
Aw.
wait till tomorrow to do a bit of play. But it's a thing,
Okay.
thing worth noting down. It's a good idea.
It's just as an idea for something you could do that's a little bit more active.
Gavin kind of
Yeah.
gets bored.
I should play fetch, but with my crossbow.
That actually probably would work.
Don't use it anyway, so.
You have a feeling that Gavin gets a little bit bored. He sort of stands up, stomps around a bit, and then curls up under the table. I think this time, but it makes a lot of noise for such a small creature. And at the thumping, you just hear like a groan from down the stairs of like just pain, pure pain. Are you guys checking, or are you just leaving it?
I'll like get a cup of water and take it down, I think.
You get
Yeah,
like
I know.
half the way down the stairs, and the double doors of our cabin just slam open. And Marceline's like big, fluffy dressing gown. It's bright pink,
Naturally.
and actually has like a little embroidery along the borders.
Classy.
Massive bags. Hair's tied back in like the messiest ponytail you've ever seen, and it's all like loose and slightly matted, but there's still bits of smoke just peeling off the hair. And she looks up at you and she's like, "Ow, fuck, ow."
you go a
takes
bit
cup
too
of
hard?
water, goes inside. Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah, okay. Do
Goes
you know how
inside.
long it is till Caleb's rest before she goes inside? I'm like peeing around the corner of the door.
She doesn't close the door. She just takes the dressing gown off and starts getting changed. And it's like, probably like maybe a few hours. It should
Cool.
be pretty good.
We'll get ready.
That's probably a good idea. Oh, she just looks down like there's nothing under the dressing gown. It's like, oh, shit. Sorry.
I've
You
closed
like
the door by
get
now.
just close the door gently, and you just sort of you wait for a second, and then you hear the flump of a mattress and something heavy landing on it, and you suspect it probably was Marceline.
Well, if it's only a couple of hours Caleb's rest, she can sleep and be up to land us. I'll start getting ready to land in a new city.
As what do you guys do to get ready? Actually,
I'm piling on all my stuff. As far as I know, I'm not necessarily coming back to the ship. We probably will, but so all my normal things: body wrap, armor, coat over the top. It's still got a bit of a hole in the back, but it's looking better. Kind of fix up my whole changeling look, put my hands back to normal, and just sort of prepare for the day.
did you tell Jupiter? Because Jupiter probably wouldn't have heard this. Just sipping up his coffee, looking at the stars.
Oh yeah, I'll call out to Jupiter. Just like a couple of hours till we're there. Better get your things together.
Sure thing.
Lift, you're probably the only one who hears this. Actually, Jupiter, what would you be going down to your room to collect anything, or do you think you should be chilling on the deck?
I ought to go to my room because I need to grab the crystal.
You
on the
probably
bed.
hear this then. You'd hear like a faint, kind of like wind chimes going off, fairly loud from Martin's cabin. They stop, and you hear like muffled through the wood, a brief conversation
Oh,
with two like. You don't hear one voice. You can kind of tell it's a conversation because there's replies, but it doesn't sound like Marceline. Sounds like a just completely different person.
I
And it's like
will.
it's only like a few sentences,
Do you
and then you
hear?
hear the conversation stop.
Do I hear any of the words, or do I just hear that there was a conversation?
It's probably muffled, like because it's thick wood. You probably couldn't hear what the conversation is. You can just hear that there's words. You can kind of tell the intonation,
Okay.
the accent a little bit. It doesn't sound like Marceline at all.
Okay,
It's too posh. It's too fancy.
I'll head out and knock on her door.
There's a moment of pause, like there's just stillness in the room, and then you hear her walk over. She flings open the doors. She's like half dressed. She hasn't got the jacket on or the boots on. She's got the normal understuff on. It's like, Liv, we're gonna take a detour. Kinda gotta work some stuff out.
That wasn't quite the plan.
Yeah, but plans changed. Sorry. I'll take
How-
some money off the fee, but plans change,
Well,
and I can't
how
change
long
it
of a
back.
detour?
Maybe a couple hours. Maybe a day. A little bit more. There's a town just outside of Caleb's Rest right now. We're gonna put him there. I gotta work a couple of things out, and then we gotta, we'll double back to Caleb's Rest. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Okay, it's fine, but we forget all the money.
Not all of the money. Most
Well,
of the money.
it's not the journey we paid for, is it?
Maybe not.
Let's see how it goes.
All of the money, but I need you both to swear to secrecy. I need to go get Jupiter, and I need you both to swear to secrecy about what you're about to see, or you gotta promise to stay in your cabins for the entire time.
I think enough stuff's gone on around here. I'm quite happy to a bit of secrecy, and I'll go get Jupiter.
Jupiter, did you go with this?
Yeah.
You want it down, and she's like, you can see she's kind of like a little bit stressed, especially since she's looking like a bit of a mess. She just looks at you two. Look, whatever happens today, potentially could be tomorrow. No, not one word. Especially, and she puts her finger on your chest, Jupiter, like the sort of inquisitorial one, just thudding in your chest. Especially from you. Because you're in the same rings as I am, and this can't get out. Okay?
Hey, I got a quick question. Where are we going?
Small, the small town.
Okay.
Just a small one outside of Calabres. It's fine. It's nothing.
Why?
I got some business
That's vague.
with. All right, you know, last night we were talking about my lot
Yeah.
with my lot.
I mean, if we're coming, don't we deserve to know?
No, because you can't be seen anywhere near me or my ship.
Well, then why don't you just drop us off and then go?
Because I can't ignore this. I'm really sorry, and so you're gonna have to swear to secrecy.
You said it's only a couple hours out. Come on.
Yeah.
Just-
But I gotta do this first. So I
You
will
have
see
to.
you guys.
What could possibly
potentially on
be
the-
so important?
Yeah.
Probably see. And she just closes the double doors on you two.
I don't think that conversation's over.
I open the door.
Yeah.
You open the door to her sat on the bed with with like a small vanity, putting on makeup, which is weird because Marceline does not wear makeup, as far as you understand, Jupiter. She bears like oil stains and stuff with pride. I said in 20 minutes.
We're not done here.
Yeah, we still need
Yeah,
to be
we are.
dropped off in Caleb's
So
West.
far,
And
that's
you will be
twice
afterwards.
now that you've sent us off on a mission you thought we were going to die on, and you don't have the decency to tell us where you're taking us against our will.
My kind of people stuff.
That's not
Yeah.
an answer.
Let's hear the plan. Let's hear the schedule.
Who even are your kind of people?
And then
Who?
we'll decide whether you're going to drop us off or whether we're happy to come with
The
you.
way I see it, there's 3 people on board this ship, and 1 person wants to go there, and 2 people don't.
And I can't not go there. That's the problem.
We're not
If you
stopping you from
I'm
going
sure,
there.
I'm sure we would be a little more understanding if you would just tell us why.
Alright, I gotta sort out a shipment that I gotta take to Caleb's Rest. Because not only do we not have landing rights there, but my ship left Rivet City illegally. And also, as far as people understand, potentially under the control of some kind of Ooze Ganassi is what I've just been told.
Okay, she has got a point.
I gotta sort all this out. I have some stuff I need to get on the ship. I have some people, my people, to talk to. So I'm gonna get off the ship, and you're not gonna look at anything that I'm wearing or doing or talking to. You're gonna give it 20 minutes, and you're gonna get off the ship. You do whatever you want in town, and you meet me back here in about 4 to 5 hours. Fair deal?
Fine.
I don't like it, but I'll go with it.
Like a spray. Cool.
Don't worry about Jupiter.
Right, just closes the doors. Do you guys want to wait the time?
I ain't doing that.
What are you doing?
I want to talk to Liv real quick.
Mhm.
I don't trust this. This doesn't sit well with me.
Neither do I, but I think it's an opportunity to learn a little bit more about our gracious host.
That's what I mean. Now we could wait in our cabins like good little children, or I don't know about you, but I mean I'm a big fan of invisibility spells.
I love an invisibility spell. The only thing is an invisible person has no rights. They can't get in anywhere for free. Whereas if we're following someone, the best places to get in all the same places as them
You want
is to be them.
You want to trail her as her.
Not trail her, but a little afterwards. Oh no, we forgot something. Nah, forget it. Invisibility is a better idea. You turn me invisible.
This says
If
she's
things go
going
south,
anywhere.
if
she
things
wants-
go south,
If she wants us off the ship and in town for a couple hours, maybe that means something will be happening on the ship.
oh.
I can make both of us invisible for 1 hour.
I can give us a little longer of cover if everything goes south.
I just want to check first. Do you want to do this? Because this is potentially a very bad idea.
I think it's only a bad idea if it goes wrong. I think we're fine. It's worth it. She's dragging us out here. We ought to get some information about it.
She said that we could go into town and do whatever we like, and she didn't specify that that didn't mean going invisible and following her.
I'm in support. The only thing is, she said it would take 4 or 5 hours.
That's the problem. We don't need to be there the whole time. Just, give ourselves 10 minutes to get out.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of leeway. Just get more than we have right now.
Okay. I'll go with it.
So what are you guys gonna do?
We're biding our time until we actually get there. I'm anxious about Jupiter's magical talent because for more only involves sticky things in places where sticky things previously weren't. But apart from that,
So, about 20 minutes of you here just Marcin wandering around in a cabin, doing something. And she sort of cracks the door slightly and goes, right, you two, I need you somewhere that isn't at the top of the wheel. And somewhere you can't see me.
we'll go to our rooms. Well, I'll go to my room. Liv will go to his room. But first, I want a really, really good look at Marceline. I want as much detail of that makeup as I can see.
Are you trying to be seen looking out, or are you trying to do it sneakily?
No, I'll be seen to get a better look, but I'll play it off as if I'm in awe of her makeup talents.
Performance check then.
Okay. I actually can't see whether that was good or
Natural
not.
20!
Oh, natural 20! I didn't have the right tab open.
She sees you. And she's just like, oh, for God's sake. And you see her close the door. This does not look anything like Marceline.
Okay.
This is straight hair, sort of curled at the ends. And just fading off into little puffs of smoke. This is quite a long, elegant, emerald silk dress. Inlaid with the occasional sapphire. She would look right now more in place in the Drow Spire talking to the 3 noble families than she does in some dingy old mech fighting arena or the horrible little bar you found her in.
Okay. So I can remember her face. The only
I
issue
think
is
you
I
had
don't have
enough
her
time,
dress.
to change. You'd make up to match her face.
Okay.
She just yells through the door. For fuck's sake, right. In your cabin, please. Come on.
I get in and close the door.
Make sure Jupiter's in there.
Jupiter, you in?
Yep, I call out, just staring at my crystal.
Are you in the room?
I'm just door closed, just staring at this crystal, and I just, without turning my head away, I just call out, yep, I'm in here.
You hear her stomp up. No,
I crack the door open as soon as I can hear what's gone past.
You're used to the stomp for, leather boots.
Uh-huh.
These are not. These are clicking like high heels. This does not feel right. This is not something you recognize in the slightest. You feel the ship turn, you feel it come to a standstill. It slows down. You can tell that that she's maneuvering into port. And then you feel like only about 2 inches or so, but the entire ship just shunts sideways. And you feel the maglocks triggering. You can hear a gentle hum of maglocks just holding onto the side of the hull. So you figure that you're definitely docked. Anything you guys want to do? As you hear her... you actually hear a gangplank being lowered onto the ship itself.
I'll run out of my room as quick as I can and get across to Jupiter and just say we don't want to lose her. I think we need to go if we're going to go.
I hurriedly hide my crystal, and I get ready to cast 2/3 of my 2nd level spell slots in one go, outside of combat.
You're doing 2 invisibilities.
Being a caster is terrifying. Well, we're both going to go invisible. Oh no, I
Hmm.
can twin spell. I can twin spell. Can I?
Oh, that would be
Can I
cool.
twin spell and keep my spell slot? Is that a thing?
Let me have a look at the rules.
Targets only one creature and doesn't have a range of self, but invisibility is touch, so that's fine.
I mean,
I can spend a number of
you're
sorcery points
casting it-
equal to the spell's level to cast it at the same range on another creature.
you're casting at a second level, so technically it only had. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's right. I'll check it afterwards. But for now, sure, go.
I'm casting it at second level, so I should be able to expend 2 sorcery points to cast it on Lif as well for free.
Go for it. I will allow that.
How
even
does
though I'm
creating
not sure
spell
that's
slots
how it
work?
works.
Is it just as many as the level of the spell slot anyway?
I think, or it might be one extra.
Because if it's
it
one
should
extra,
be
then I'm
explained in the
saving.
feature.
But
It should be explained in the feature.
creating spell slots. Second level is 3, so yeah, I'm actually saving spell slots by doing this.
Cool. Twin it to me.
Nice.
Right.
So, what does your invisibility look like? Is it
I like
Nothing,
the idea
hopefully.
that there's this sheet of ooze that drips down, and
Ugh.
everything above the line of the ooze is just gone. It's just like this curtain that falls.
Liv kind of winces as the ooze comes over, like, ugh.
It doesn't feel bad. It feels kind of like fizzy, and
It's still not a nice sensation.
I think it would be the fact that it doesn't look like a nice sensation going down you. I don't think it would feel. any
Yeah, I don't think it
different as well.
feels like anything.
You two are invisible. Do you guys want? You guys plan on tanking it up, or are you still trying to sneak? Because you will still be audible.
We'll go quietly, but we need to go fast. I don't want to lose her and just be invisible for an hour and have wasted it.
All right, both give me a stealth check. This isn't going to be. This will be less to do with like how stealthy you actually are, and more to do with how quickly you can do it being quiet.
I have +4 and I got an 8.
Oh wow, you got +4. That's pretty good.
Liv, I think you're more used to trying to be concealed and quiet.
I did
You're
lots of
used to
sneaking
being
around boarding school.
Yeah. Jupiter, I think this is probably one of the first times you've ever actually tried to do the whole sneaking thing with magic. You've done it before normally, so you're still sticking to shadows and being slow, and then it hits you that, wait, you're completely invisible and can't be seen. And then there's a moment where, oh, I actually need to start going. So you get there a little bit later. I think you guys would see Masterbeam walk along the boarding plank onto the port and be greeted by quite a sharply dressed water ganassi, black tuxedo and everything. And you do a quick bow. I don't think you'd quite hear the conversation, but you see them walk off, just towards the inner town. Jupiter, you may recognize this place. I think you would know of Sapphire Stone. Town. You can see it on the port. It's a Sapphire Stone town. You know this is a place for traders and for nobles. There are a lot of noble houses here. Well, not noble houses, but rich people's houses. A lot of the fairly wealthy families live around here.
I don't recognize it, do I?
You may have heard of it in conversation, but you probably wouldn't know of it.
Okay.
This isn't a place for nobles or government or anything. It's just for a place for where a lot of rich people have a lot of space, and a lot of stuff stored. So you'd see them walking off into town. So do you guys want to follow them?
I think we do.
Say again, James?
I think we
didn't
do.
quite catch
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Are you trying to stay distant and weave through the crowd, or are you sort of willing to push people out of the way?
I think we'll draw too much attention if invisible people push people out of the way. I think we need to try and move with the crowd as much as possible.
It only takes one person to shout and we're all suddenly surrounded.
Additionally, if I get attacked by somebody because they find an invisible person, then both of us lose our spell. Because it's concentration.
Oh no. You guys make your way through. I think trying to go through it, there's a lot of people, especially down here at the port. There's loads of people moving, just moving big crates of stuff. There's lots of people running around. There's a couple of like merchants selling stuff from wagons. I think you don't necessarily lose her, but it's more of you catch sight of her quite a few meters ahead. So you push through some more people, you try and skirt around a large crowd, and then you realize that they're turning a corner. And so while you'd managed to follow them, you only about managed to follow them to a large manor house with just like a big wrought iron gate that is closing behind them. Above it, in large brass letters, just says Huffington House.
That's where the wheat brownies are from. And I want to get in the gates as quick as possible.
I'm gonna need a dexterity check, probably dexterity or athletics,
I don't have.
but not acrobatics.
Can I roll history?
You can roll history on the name if you want.
Oh, yeah! I'm rolling good today.
That's alright.
Liv, you just get through the closing gates.
Oh, you're
Jupiter,
gonna.
being just a little bit slower, you get to the gates, they slam shut. And you recognize an arcane lock ceiling on the front.
Oh, I can't just decay them apart then if it's magic.
One thing I was actually about to mention as well, I do want to tell Liv this. Ooh, by the way, if you cast a spell or attack, it goes. You'll be completely visible.
Right.
Good thing to know.
Helpful, thank you. The only thing is, how do we get you in here?
I guess you're on your own until I find... Is it
You can
worth
get
it?
up the walls.
Because if I won't be able to find you again if I come in a different way. I think you should
You
just
guys
go.
are probably not quite looking at each other either, by the way, because you can't
Yeah.
see each other.
Yeah.
You're looking just slightly past each other, having a conversation, just quietly.
I think they've got an arcane lock on here. I think if I try and come in another way, it's not going to go very well. I think you should just go.
We've only got the invisibility for so long.
I'll be waiting here. If something goes south, come back out here, and I can help you out with spells.
Okay.
And I'll ditch my invisibility and wait here, I think.
I
Okay.
didn't expect the party to split, to be honest. But sure, go for it.
I didn't expect Jupiter to be so willing to split, but yeah, let's go for it.
Well, I mean, I
expect you
could
to
try
go
and
for
get in another way. Do you think I should try and get in another way? I mean, you can argue that if you want.
I don't think Liv is gonna ask Jupiter to. I guess if you want to get in, you can just. There's got to be something you can climb over or some.
Should I? I'll make a singular athletics check to try and climb over. Can I make acrobatics for this, actually?
No start. This is just pulling yourself all the way up, like 10
Athletics
foot
it is.
high.
6. I don't make it over.
I think you give it a good shot, but there's a moment where you put your hand on a high bit of the gate, you feel a bit of like rusted away metal scrape against your hand. You slice it open slightly, and your first instinct is to drop. As you wrestle with concentration for the spell, you just about keep the invisibility there, but you fall down in the act of just trying to maintain the spell.
Okay, and yeah, just to make sure, my concentration applies for both of us then.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you lose concentration, they both go.
So
'cause
whilst
I'm
I'm out
counting
here,
as one spell.
I still need to be maintaining concentration. Even if I ditch my own invisibility. And if I cast, that's just my invisibility that goes. If I cast a non-concentration spell, that's just mine. Because it says,
Yeah.
if you're invisible and you cast or attack, it goes. But concentration is for the spell as a whole.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think. Okay. I'm trying to think. This is almost all certainly against the rules, but I'm enjoying it. So I will allow you to drop the concentration on your invisibility if you want
Do you
to.
think?
But you have to maintain
I don't know.
concentration.
I like the idea that I have to maintain concentration for.
You both? Okay.
Because
Just
you
like- it's a
twinned
twin
it.
spell.
I mean, I can
Yeah.
drop my own spell without dropping lifts by just casting a cantrip.
True. Yeah. Okay. I'll allow that.
So presumably I can just at will drop mine as long as I remain concentrating on.
Yeah. If you want to.
There
wanted-
can't be any rules against that.
We'll allow that, but if you lose
Because I can
concentration,
just
you lose on both.
dismiss the spell, because dismissing a spell is a thing.
That would dismiss both, I think.
Would it?
Because it's one
Because you twinned
I
it.
think it's two separate spells. I think you cast the spell on another target. It's not the same spell.
Twin is technically the same spell, even though
Is
it's you roll separately. And I'm gonna have to roll. I'm gonna have to rule it as so as well.
Either way, then I can just cast a cantrip, and then by the
Yeah,
rules of
cast a
invisibility, just mine would go. So I will minor illusion.
So you're actually gonna appear.
I think. Do I actually want to do that, or do I just chill invisible outside the gates?
Steal some cool stuff from the city.
I'll chill in. I don't want to steal stuff. I told you that I thought that using magic to steal stuff was kind of morally questionable.
Yeah. Forgot you, boy.
I think actually I should remain invisible in case any guards come patrolling.
Good point.
So you're gonna stay on watch, Jupiter.
Yeah, basically. I'm going to be here to make sure that there's a getaway option.
Okay. Left. What are you doing?
Off I go.
You're now at a distance after this conversation. You
Mhm.
can see them most of the way up quite a long walkway towards this large manor past the fence. Gravel walkway, and you can tell it's fake grass, but it's grass either side.
I'll step onto the fake grass. I don't want to make
Walk
so
in.
much noise. Yeah.
I don't think you make it then. Unfortunately, I think like you'd see Marston greet someone and look quite happy, and then everyone will be ushered inside, and you'd see the door, like quite a large, thick wooden door, close.
Okay. Is it locked?
Are you testing the door, or are you just sort of?
Did
trying
it
to tell
sound
from
like it was
distance?
locked?
I don't
I'll
think
go
you
right up
can.
to it, but I'm not going to touch it yet.
You wouldn't have heard a mundane lock go, but you wouldn't have been able to tell if there was an arcane lock like on the gate, because you watched the gate basically melt together, whereas it made no noise, and you've not seen anything like it on the front door.
Can I roll Arcana? Because I'm worried there's an alarm on the door.
Okay,
Just to kind of like scan
What are you
down this
looking
thing. I'm not even looking for anything. I'm like holding my hand up to it, the same way that same sort of feeling when I summon my blade, in that I'm trying to channel some magic through and just seeing if there's any kind of feedback.
Yeah. Okay.
My Arcana's not great.
I think there's so many charms and magical just items around the house. It's kind of hard to distinguish what is and what isn't specifically on this door. It's almost like there's just bouncing sounds around everywhere. You're trying to figure out if one tiny little mutter is coming from with one object in particular.
There's lots of things I can do to get in, but it's going to wreck my visibility. Oh, I've got an idea. Is there a doorbell?
Yeah, there would be.
Okay. I want to ring the doorbell and then back flat to the wall just next to the door.
Okay. You press it, and there's the sort of deep, almost like a massive, huge bell being struck. And you can sort of, it's almost like you can hear it rushes a wave through the house. There's a second, 2 seconds, and then a water genasi, the same water genasi from earlier, dressed in the suit, opens the door, peers around for a second.
And I want to slink in behind
takes
him.
a step out. Alright. I think you can do it. I think you'll literally just peel around the door, Bond style.
Yeah.
You see the water genasi confused, and you see him close the door, and you see him just sort of glance his fingers over the handle, and you see the thing, you see the sort of the block of brass where the handle is, and the block of the door frame just fused together.
Good. I was going to try and
another arcane lock.
I was going to try and decay it, and then I thought that would be a bad idea, so I'm glad I didn't. Cool. What does it look like inside?
This is like incredibly rich. There's fine silk carpets around, massive staircase directly in front of you, and there's a large archway into what looks like a really nice living room. On your left and on the right, a huge marbled kitchen with a couple of other genasi wandering around, looking like they're preparing food.
I'll follow
And
the
you
water.
can hear sort of laughing in the living room.
Right.
Yeah, laughing.
head
Sort of like a small conversation.
I annoyed at myself because I meant to swap out one of my cantrips for message, and I never did.
Oh, that would have been useful.
So I was going to swap out either prestidigitation or minor illusion, and I never end up deciding, and so I don't have
You
message.
got both. Jupiter, for you, it's probably quite interesting. Sat outside here. Are you looking towards the house? You're actually looking towards the town this time. Because this is planted sort of. Is this the grounds and the house, and then sort of a road around it, and then there's a lot more town?
I guess I'm keeping a fairly vigilant watch on the house and making sure there's no guards, making sure nothing's going on. But also, I guess there's not too much to do unless I see something. So I'd be looking around the town, just, passing the time.
It's quieter than Ribbit City, but it is interesting to watch. One of the things you do notice actually is sort of maybe 60, 70 feet away. There's that what's kind of referred to as the sending office. It's kind of it would be like your telegrams place, where you can receive telegrams and whatnot. It's because you're actually still kind of close to the port. is more likely the one used for random calls. So you would know of this. Sometimes when people go off on long journeys between towns, people would just leave messages at a sending place for a specific person, so they could pick it up anywhere, wherever they stopped. You see loads of people flooding in and out there. I think you would also see slightly further down someone carrying along a wagon laden with sort of cloth, then woven baskets with a series of different coloured Athenium crystals in them, almost like tucked into and on top of more layers of cloth in these baskets. So as you watch it go over the cobbles, there's pretty much no movement to the crystals at all. There's just a load of other people moving around. The occasional hover bike as well. So these are just they're called hover bikes. They're not really bikes at all. They're basically just seats with handles that just fly along. And just almost like a scooter, really, like a moped, but replace the wheels with just nothingness, just hovering around. There's no signs or anything. You see the front door open in the Hovington house. You see the water Ganassi step out, look around, and close the door again.
I'm just gonna smile at that because I'm assuming I can piece together what just happened.
You know, or at least you think you know. You think if Lift's good enough, then you know, and if not, you have no idea what they're up to.
Yeah.
Lift, where did you want to go?
Follow the water Ganassi, effectively a couple of paces behind.
So water Ganassi would probably go into the kitchen and just start talking to the other Ganassi in the kitchen, saying, is this ready? Is this part of the meal ready? Have we got this on the go? And they seem quite jovial and quite happy.
Okay.
They're just cooking away. It looks like they're cooking a fairly grand meal.
Then I'll head into the living room, try and see if I can spot Marceline at all.
You sort of peer around this living room. It's still quite big. It's got a nice chandelier, but it's cozy. There's a fire going in a large granite fireplace. And you see the same Marceline as earlier. This time sort of sat laid back on a sofa, but still back perfectly straight. The typical ladylike straight.
Mm-hmm.
And she's talking with an air Ganassi and a fire Ganassi. A female fire Ganassi and a male air Ganassi. And they're both very well dressed. They look slightly quite a bit older. And they're all speaking in very posh tones. And as you come in, you hear Marceline say, so the shipment, where am I taking the shipment, father? And the Ganassi goes, oh, well, we needed to Caleb's rest as we told you. Big client, so be careful with this one. I know you rushed out of Rivet City. We've just about got a pass for you for that, so just be careful with what you do now. And Marceline giggles. The female fire Ganassi seems to be fairly quiet and just amused. Is there anything you want to do?
Don't want to risk anything with the conversation. We've worked out it's her family, so that's a little more chill. Something's telling me to just look around the house, but I don't know what help that's going to be actually. Is it generally a happy vibe to the conversation?
It's quite a happy vibe. There's a lot of sort of occasional tellings off.
Right.
So whereas the father's just chatting to her, the mother's occasionally like, do sit up straight. And just the occasional things like, oh, you really shouldn't have taken off. And I do wish you'd come back and see us more often.
Okay, I'm less suspicious now. It's just her parents being strict and wanting to impress them. There's nothing particularly I want to do then. I don't want to get her more in trouble, basically.
Okay. Well, I have a big question then if you're leaving. How?
I'm not sure I'm necessarily leaving yet. I might have a look around some of the upper rooms. You said there's a staircase, did you?
Yeah,
I can remember.
Huge dark wood staircase.
I'm tempted to head up them.
You creep up. There's occasional squeaks, but no one's really listening. The house is big enough that probably no one's really in vicinity to hear any of the boards go. And you wander upstairs, and it's just a huge manor. There's sort of maybe 6 bedrooms in total and a couple of bathrooms. A bunch of different magical things, just random bits dotted around. I'm not sure you'd know many. The occasional like large painting, just a lot of wealth in one area.
Mm-hmm.
Probably remind you more of the sort of Osterberg family, so the artistic ones, of just more of a flaunting of elegance than a practicality to anything.
Yeah. Yeah, just kind of elegant. Nothing really for me to make use of.
You're just
Well, I think
cleaning out
potentially-
Marceline's family home.
I feel like looking around, you probably find some rooms with carved stone, just blank heads, kind of like mannequin heads with not tiaras, but like small headbands on with gems and necklaces, maybe sets of rings around.
I was gonna make Gravelly Gavin a tiara. I could do with some pieces for that.
And you think that
Do you want to
Marceline
take
won't
some
notice
gems?
if you steal from her house?
No, I'm not gonna steal from her anything that could have emotional value. Is there any loose coin? That doesn't have emotional value.
Give me a luck roll. So percentile die, please. And any skill you think you could use to affect your luck.
I could intimidate the money out the house.
I don't. If you can describe how you intimidate the money out the house, I will let that affect. No.
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 But I do have a couple of. I'll get an extra 2 points. Can I use investigation?
Yeah, go on. So give me an investigation check.
Well, there's a D100 with an investigation.
And give me your investigation check.
Oh, okay. I just did a D100. Oh, cool.
You both have got nat ones on your luck rolls.
No money.
Already. Quite impressive. Maybe like if you're, I assume you're kind of, because you're going slowly to be quiet. You probably found that the occasional bit of change left on the sides, but total maybe sort of 8 or 9. Yeah, let's say 9 electrum pieces. And about 6 silver pieces.
Okay, I'm taking
Stuff
it
dotted
all.
around. It's not much at all.
Loose coin is mine. Last thing, is there any open windows on the second floor?
Yeah, I think there would be one. Almost dead above the door. So maybe slightly off to the left.
Why is it gotta be there? How bad does the fall look? Okay, Jupiter.
What are you up to?
What am I up to?
While you're waiting, is there anything you're doing?
Sorry, which way is the
in
window facing? Is it facing towards the front of the building?
particular? Sorry, say that again?
Which way is the window that Liv was climbing through facing?
Like towards you.
Because if you
So
want, I
directly
can...
above the front door.
What's the range on Featherfall?
You can't see Liff.
Yeah, you wouldn't
Yeah,
have
but
any
I'm just
idea.
wondering
There.
if you were to uninvis and signal me. It is only 60 feet. How far away is the window from the...
You're probably maybe about 30, 40 feet.
So it would reach.
35
It's
feet.
just we would need to somehow coordinate without message and boss both being invisible,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is the major problem. The good thing
How
is
far is it down?
The good thing is I can
About
cast it as a
30 feet.
reaction. So if you do just drop, I should be able to get you.
30 feet is. I can't remember what 4 damage is.
You can tank that.
20 feet, and then what? 1d6 per 10 feet.
Yeah, I can take that.
So it's like 1, maybe 2d6. You know, it's
It's gonna hurt.
6 damage.
it's tankable. You won't die from it. Put it that way. And then we can just short rest. It'll be fine.
Do you lose invisibility if you take damage?
No, because I'm doing the concentration.
You wouldn't, yeah.
I'm tempted just to throw myself out the window.
I love
I
that.
try and climb down.
Just this loud thud
Oh, I
and
forgot.
nothing lands.
I forgot I could just try to climb down. Yeah, okay, I'll try and shimmy my way out the
Such a
window. I
lift
forgot climbing was an option. I could just throw myself out the window, or I could
Athletics or
climb down.
acrobatics check for me then.
Definitely acrobatics. Not great, but all right.
It's not impressive, and I think you knock. I think there'll be like a small planter that you knock off. And so you climb out, definitely climb out, you push it off, it smashes on the floor. But you climb down pretty much safely and land with a bit of dirt, amongst the flowers that were growing there.
Oh, I forgot the gate was locked.
You see a plant box dropping from an open window, shattering.
I think I know what that is.
You realize that flowers are probably the most expensive thing, or one of the most expensive things in that household.
Oh, fuck.
It's very difficult to grow flowers, or any plants really,
Oh, I can get out. It's fine.
It was the
unless you're in
wind.
specialized areas.
Right. I leg it towards the gate.
Jupiter, you just hear like distant crunch of gravel getting closer and closer and closer.
I'm so sad that
And
casting
then-
spells removes your invisibility, because there would have been such a cool way for me to get over the gate if we'd cast invisibility on the other side.
I think I'm done with my invisibility. We've done that. Everyone's in the house. No one's going to see. So I think you just see like a couple of footprints in the grass as I'm getting closer, just running down. The invisibility goes, and you see me looking slightly concerned, having knocked a plant pot over. Then I disappear, and then 6 seconds later I reappear on the other side.
Oh, you got your thing, haven't you?
That's time step.
Lift jumps and goes. There's like a small like suction of like when there's a tiny little vacuum somewhere, and they just vanish. And then they're next to you. They're just suddenly there next to you.
And I kind of grab your shoulder and gesture you away from the house.
I'm still invisible.
Yeah.
You?
Oh, yeah, I can't see you.
Cast minor illusion.
Oh
no, you didn't. Sorry, you didn't.
no, I decided not to.
So I'm kind of looking around for you.
Now I'm going to drop concentration. I'm just going to say you really need to teach me how to do that.
Let's get out of the view of the house first, and then we'll talk. I'll get you up to date.
Sure.
Anyway, you guys want to go then?
Let's
Just
go to the
actually-
sending office.
Oh,
You wanna go to
okay.
the sending office. Fair enough.
It's a place where lots of people have conversations and nobody listens to anyone else's because they're too busy with their own.
Fair enough.
Lots
Good
of
point.
noise, perfectly valid reason to be there. I might even check if I've been left anything by my family. Who knows?
You wander in. There's like a lot of people around. There's sort of. You walk in and it's not a huge building, but it's large enough for there to be a good maybe 40 people in here. It's not horribly cramped, but you are kind of having to like put hands on shoulders to make a bit of space for you as to one pass. And there's a big central desk in the middle. And beyond that, there's just a staircase up, and that's most likely where they keep all the sending stones. Because there are sending stones, and there are like message stones where they're just kept. The small messages are just kept. Do either of you want to approach the desk?
Let's
No,
have
I
this
don't
important
think-
conversation first,
Yeah, okay.
and then
We'll find like an empty corner, and I'll just kind of
actually,
recount everything I saw.
it's probably less suspicious if I receive a message and then talk to someone rather than
Yes,
talk to someone
okay.
because it could be we're discussing the contents of the message.
Yeah,
So I'll go
you
and
do
ask and see if I've
Mhm.
got any messages just in case.
There would be seats and tables as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Dotted around, almost like waiting room style. So I imagine, Liff, are you going to go up to the counter, or are you just going to sit down?
I'll wait down. I'll wait, looking like I'm waiting. So
Okay.
don't
Jupiter, do you walk up to the desk?
Yes.
It's quite a kindly sort of older Earth Ganassi man sat there. He just looks at you and goes, name good sir.
Jupiter Grime.
Jupiter Grime. He sort of flicks through a small file. He's got like a tablet of just stone. But you see as he makes gestures with his hand, they sort of move around and change. Into you can like kind of read half upside down. They just move around to different names. You can see a bunch of different names just moving through as he does with these gestures above. He goes, Grimes, yes, okay. I'll go and get that for you. You see him sort of wander upstairs and comes back down with a small, I think light blue stone. I think it's probably got its own special touch to it. A light blue stone with sort of white little curls like waves through it. And he goes, "Hey, here you are, friend. From a you must be quite big in the world. This is
Yeah.
old Granny Brooks.
Yeah.
Well, good on you, lad. Just go ahead and bring it back when you're done, or you can actually keep that one, I believe."
Ooh. I will do. Right.
Do you wanna? It's as simple
Yeah.
as basically just holding it in your hand and getting the message on your head. Do you want to do it with Liff around, or would you rather
No.
do it at the desk?
Not yet. Because you said I can keep this one, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep it. I'm gonna listen to it once we're back on the ship.
Fair enough. So do you wander back over to where Liff is?
Yes.
And find an empty corner, find like a nice
Yeah.
seat, nice sofa or something.
Yeah.
You guys sit down. There's people like around you, but you can tell they're all chatting. There's clearly some people have met here, some people are like doing business deals and stuff. So you guys have relative peace to discuss what you need to do. You don't think anyone's actually actively listening in.
Okay. I'll describe most of the house to Jupiter. I'll tell him about how long drive up, then the big house, lots of money. But then the main bombshell is that it's Marceline's parents. Hence all the worry
And
and the dress and all that.
they're smuggling stuff.
Yeah, I guess. Smuggling or just shipping. They're doing
It's through
something.
Marceline. They're not shipping.
Yeah. But they're getting
no
someone
one's this
Caleb
secretive about
first.
shipping something
No.
to a big customer. They said.
Anyway, I don't think it's anything to be too suspicious of. She's not working for some evil organization.
Doesn't seem like it's our concern.
No, they've got family things to work out. Let's just let her do that. We should probably get back to the ship, actually, before she gets back.
Although, I do think they're probably going to be a little mad about those flowers.
Well, they won't know it's us. We were on the ship the whole time.
True.
By the way, Liff, that made no sense.
Oh, yeah,
Flowers
yeah.
are everywhere. Just some flowers. So do you guys want to do anything before you head back to the ship? You're in like a decent sized town. So if there's anything you massively want to do.
I did. There was one more thing, a bit of equipment I wanted before we headed off. Is there anywhere selling shields?
What kind of shield? Are we talking like an ornament shield? Like just metal and leather bear, or like a kind of mechanical type shield?
Depends how much everything costs, really. I'm looking for something functional. It doesn't
So,
have to be
function
special.
first, yeah.
Function first. I'll make it look nice with my fabrics.
There's probably someone like nearer to the port with a wagon just selling a bunch of very, I wouldn't say rudimentary, like well designed but basic stuff.
Mhm.
So there's like a buckler shield, a small short sword, a dagger, just like going on. It's just I think just a fire gun is just pitching some wares. You know, there's just here's some stuff, here's some like well made, well smith stuff.
Mhm.
Do you want to go up to that?
I'll go up and I'll just have like a kind of look around and see if there's any. I'm just concerned that recently there's been awful lot of things trying to hit me, and I'd at least like to have the option of not being hit. So I'll just peer around and kind of see if there's anything good on offer.
There's like a small buckler.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the kind of like goes over here. It looks like it'd be harder to protect with, but you might have a bit more of a range of movement and whatnot. And there's like a slightly larger, well, sorry, a much larger one. Looks more like sort of, you know, in the old storybooks you would have read back at school, like a
Mhm.
large knight's shield. But that's the kind of thing where you know you're holding one handle, the other handle's over your arm.
Yeah.
So, looking at it, like you might just about get your sword out, but you're not getting any incantations out.
Right.
Mechanical wise, if that's something that you're thinking of, the buckler wouldn't allow you to cast magic either, but the buckler would allow you to use your sword as a versatile weapon whilst maintaining the AC, whereas the knight's shield, you would not be able to use your weapon as a versatile weapon without first stowing your shield.
Magic is too important to me in combat. I'm gonna like look over the shields, not to be disrespectful to the guy at the stall, but I'm not gonna buy anything.
Okay.
I'll hold off.
Are you just wandering around as Liff?
Yes. Lift, but with that extra touch of my patron that I had on this morning.
Your passive perception, it's 12, isn't it? Or is it 13?
It's 9.
It's 9. Might have had someone else's. Yeah, I think you totally missed this then. But as you're leaving, before you go to the cart, you catch a from the desk. You hear a sort of excuse me, Princess Lithrasir, from the desk.
Fuck.
By the way, in terms of passive perception, do I notice that Lith is more patrony? Do you reckon?
I think you would, because I mean, you would have seen it the like sort of transformation at night as well, or the night before.
Yeah.
I think you. I don't think it'd be an immediate. Oh my god, this is terrifying. But it's probably something that you'd notice, like bloodshot eyes and a bit more gone and whatnot. Liv, how do you react to someone calling out your name?
Yeah, it's an instant sort of heart skips a beat, almost choking in my chest. I resist the urge to turn around. Like that urge, whenever someone says your name, the first thing you want to do is look over at them. I'm trying to actively resist that.
Do you do anything?
I just try and keep walking forwards.
I think you hear again from the central desk. Excuse me, Lithrasir. There's a message for you.
It's a shout from behind, right?
From the central desk as you're walking out the door.
Okay. I change my face subtly, so it's drow. It's definitely drow, but I slightly like elongate my face, make my ears slightly shorter. The hair that's like falling down over my shoulders gets slightly shorter, not like noticeably, and I do it quite slowly. I change my eye color a little bit, and then I stride up to the desk, and I'm just like, "Did you say you had a message for Lithrasir?" Yes, I'm their servants. They're out the back. I'll take it to them now.
Oh, so you see quite a young drow. No one you recognise, I don't think, but not wearing any of the family colours or even the spire colours. This is quite nice, like cottony style white shirt with a waistcoat on, sort of just a brown waistcoat. You can kind of recognise this is a drow that's just living in Limit's Belt, so no longer with the spire or anything. It's quite like a young male drow. So I'm sorry, I don't know if you know how it works around here, but we have to give it directly to the person.
Oh, did you not hear?
Yeah, I'm really sorry, but I can't do that without the princess here. Oh, you look a lot like the princess.
Sorry, she can't come out. Did you not get the messages?
No.
We sent ahead.
I can check. I can go and check with my superior.
I think you should.
Okay, I'll wait here, and you see him sort of rush up the stairs. Up to. I mean, right? You assume there's some more people upstairs with the stones. You know, wait, or are you just gonna leave?
No, I'm gonna wait. I want this message. I don't want them to think that Lith is actually on anywhere near, but I want the message.
Okay, so he runs back down. He's like, we've not gotten any messages. Maybe there's some sort of delay between the skiffs coming up and whatnot. But we can't give you the message right now. We have to give it to the princess. Unfortunately, this is the rules of Layman's Belt, the ruls of our service.
Yes, but at the minute you're being quite inconsiderate. You see, she can't come out. She's not in a fit state. If you give me the message, I'll take it to her, and I'll bring back her response. Whatever you want. 30 seconds.
Persuasion.
19?
Yeah. He's sort of like, you see him. He's got the stone. Turning it over his hand. He's like, okay. Can you be quick though? Obviously, I'm not supposed to do this, but I understand. I feel a lot of sympathy for the look. Yeah, he just puts it in your hand and puts his hand over yours. Make sure she's safe, I guess.
I'll be quick. Thank you for your help. What was your name again?
Don't do that. Osirk.
Thank you. And I walk out the shop.
Remember me to get a Norse name generator ready for next time.
Yeah.
Are you like sort of grabbing Jupiter and going then?
Oh no, I'm not going to grab Jupiter. I'm not having a drow associate with an Uzganassi. I'll wink to Jupiter at like the corner of my eye and get him going, but I'm not going to touch him.
And I'm assuming you're not going back.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Do you want to
Just
sort of like just go outside and listen to the message?
yeah.
So it's weird. This is probably the first time you've ever used this. This is not something in the Spire they just use messengers
hmm
or carrier creatures. You take the stone and you hold it in your hand, and there's sort of like a moment where you're not sure what to do, and then it sort of just clicks in your brain. And this is someone's voice. You might just about recognize this, but you definitely know it's some sort of higher up in the family, like some sort of authority figure
hmm
in the family. And you just get the very stern female voice of Lithricir. You are to return to your family. Utvard needs you and needs your powers. You will return, or we will come and get you.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, so now you need my powers.
I was hoping that would be more important. I'll pocket the stone. And I'll keep on this slightly off drow face for now.
Are you going back into the sending service?
Oh no. I'm
go out-
running.
You go out and look at the shields, I suppose. Jupiter, is there anything you're doing while Lift's looking at the shields?
Yes. You said earlier there was somebody moving around Athenium crystals.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that they were going to someone who knows about Athenium crystals.
Actually, you find them maybe about 10 feet away from Lift's person, just stood there, kind of selling the stuff. Showing them off, going, look, this is brilliant for powering your hoverbikes. Much faster. Wears out quite quickly, but speed you get up to. It's actually quite a stout little dwarf.
Hey, I got a quick question. Do you mind? Can I?
Aye, lad.
A question about a particular crystal that I've picked up.
Oh, I don't buy here. That's
No, I
like a
I just
shop.
want to know more about it.
Oh, yeah, sure. Give it a.
Do I have it on me? Is the question, or is it in the ship?
Would you have taken it? Do you think when?
Well, we were told that we were getting off at Caleb's Rest, so I was going to say that I was going to pick up all my stuff. That's what we were initially told.
You said you were wrapping it all up when Liv came in. You never said you would put it away. So part of me thinks you just have it stuffed in your pocket, wrapped up in all the cloths.
Additionally, I don't want Marceline to go back before us and find it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you probably do have it then. You've already got it just tucked away in your pocket.
Okay, I'm going to take it out and unwrap it and hand it over.
You see that the dwarf takes it in a leather, like quite a fine leather glove. It's got like a bunch of scratches in it. It looks like it's either used for carving or just handling these things. And he holds it for a moment, and you see like a wince in his face. It's like, why did he get this?
Doesn't it matter? Does not matter.
It definitely does. That's not something I've really seen very often before. There
You
have
have
been
seen
some
it?
of these. I've seen some of these, and they're normally taken away and destroyed quite carefully.
What is it?
These, you know it. I'm sure you know Athenium, right?
Familiar
Magical
with
stuff, volatile. There's a bunch of different types that can do different things. Prismatics and whatnot.
Yeah.
This isn't a prismatic red. There's no fire energy. There's no rapidness or power to this. This is somewhat twisted. We've been seeing more and more of these, around recently. They've just been cropping up in different places. In fact, some of the blinkers are coming through with them, which is not a great sign. We don't know what it is, but probably not great. If I were you, I'd get rid of this.
Okay.
There's something twisted about these.
I'll find a place to get rid of it.
Good lad.
And I take it back and wrap it back up.
Is there anything you want from the cart, by the way? I can't do fittings here, but you can obviously try and fit it yourself if you're handy, or you can get it fitted somewhere else. Quite fine crystals here.
What am I going to do with a fitted Athenium crystal?
You could, in theory, embed it into your normal clothes.
Is there some way? because my spellcasting focus was, I think, a ring. Is there some way I could embed it into my spellcasting focus and get something cool out of that?
You could try and do it yourself.
And just
most likely need someone else.
Yeah, but some way that it could be embedded into my spellcasting focus.
Definitely.
Would that give me some kind of additional spell abilities?
Depends what you pick.
So what are the types I can? I'm going to ask the dude about it. I'm going to ask the Athenium dude to just explain. If I were to say, check it in my spellcasting focus.
Right. Well, I've got two here. I got the normal purple. Right. I got your powerful stuff, and I got He looks through, and these are mostly purple. He finds a small basket. I got this sort of turquoisey ones. I picked one out. It's quite an interesting, intricate little design because it looks like it looks like a little line that pings around. Kind of like you know, Navi from Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
The way it just sort of flicks around sometimes.
Yeah.
It looks like a little light blue dart flicking around the inside of this fairly small gem. Right. I'm assuming, you know, all you Ganassi have magical types, don't you? You can all do sort of small magic. Let's say you did something with your magic and it went awry and it went the wrong direction. You could, in theory, use whatever sword in here to correct that and, you know, boomerang it style, pull it back around to its target. This is small, so it's probably only like probably only got enough charge once a day, but.
And the other one, the purple one.
I honestly don't know what that'll do.
How much money do I have?
This is the sort of stuff that we put inside of engines, not inside of intricate little rings.
If I stick the turquoisey one in this ring, how much would that set me back?
I could sell it to you right now for 50 Electrum. I have no idea. It depends on who you find to set it.
How long would it take you to do?
I don't set. I can't set. I ain't got to find enough fingers. Where are you headed?
Caleb's Rest.
Oh, there's plenty of those type round there. Oh, trust me, there's loads.
You
can get done for cheap round there.
I'll buy it off you then.
Awesome. 50 Electrum, my friend.
Nice.
Again, I think the accent's gone up and down the whole time.
I like it. You should make it canonical.
Shall I chuck it in loot?
Yeah. Turquoise Athenium crystal.
Turquoise.
Turquoise crystal.
Then we need to get back to the ship because I don't want Martin getting back before us. I
mean, we're just in town anyway. Didn't she just say to wander about town for a bit?
Oh, she did actually.
Oh, you can go back to the ship. You can always go back to the ship.
One or the other. I do want to go back to the ship because I wanted to listen to my message in my cabin.
Alright. Jupiter, are you going to go back now?
Yes.
Left, are you going to do the same or is there anything else?
Yes, but being slightly more careful of any drow I see.
Okay. I'll go to Jupiter first. Are you just going to go sit, like, just anywhere on the ship? Or are you going specifically back to your room?
I'm going back to my room.
Okay. So you sit on your bed, back against the wall, holding this stone in your hand, and there is would there be a moment of hesitation? You know who this is from.
I'm gonna listen to it, yeah.
So I think you snap into it and you hear very familiar, just slightly warm voice in your head. Pull it up.
I should probably write this down. I haven't written anything down yet, but I probably should write this down. This is probably important. Post it.
And who's Ganassi jumping onto a falling ship? Onto one of the Huffington's ships. And suddenly I can't find you anywhere. I would be mad, young Jupiter, but you remind me too much of your grandfather. Me and the rest of the family are in Caleb's Rest. I'm assuming you're headed there. We'll see you soon. Your father has a lot of explaining. Be safe.
I hope
man.
so.
Yeah, he better.
Give me a good story when you get back.
Oh, she's nice. Nicer than my message.
Hugs and kisses. Granny Brooks.
I didn't get hugs and kisses on my message from my
There's a reason
parents.
for that.
In fairness, actually, if I do come back with a good story, it'll all be fine.
Oh.
Granny Brooks is probably one of the people who's bailed you out. Well, the only person really who's bailed you out, and also not been mad. Well, hugely mad.
I mean, storytelling's a whole thing in our family. Like, the passing down of stories is big. If I've got one, that's
I think
top tier.
I think it's quite a nice feeling. It's been maybe about a week now since you've actually heard her voice or even stood on firm land. I think there's a moment of reflection where you realise that you're far from home. You're far from home with two people you barely know, in a place you're not really sure of, heading to a place that you haven't been to since you were a kid. And it all hits you at once, but at the same time, there's just that small feeling of, I've really done that, haven't I?
This is like when Sam takes his first step outside of the Shire.
Pretty much.
Having a bit of this reflective moment of my whole life I've been told stories passed down through generations. And finally, I've gone and done something interesting and not inherently bad.
It's got this nice warm moment. As you sort of pan out of the small window on Jupiter's room, as Jupiter's looking down at the stone, pan back into Lif. What is Lif up to? In this strange, foreign, kind of dark elf that you've probably never known, but would never stand out.
The message has put me on edge. I think all the time we were on that ship and we were kind of, even though it was dangerous, I think Liv was kind of having fun. And now it's suddenly come back to me that, like, yeah, I'm running away. I kind of forgot about that whole running away thing. And suddenly I'm on edge. Everyone I'm looking at, I'm like, is that drow armor? Is that drow money? Is anyone here being paid to find me? And just a little on edge. I'm trying to work my way back to the ship, but it's probably taking me a bit of time because I keep hiding and like taking different routes and subtly changing my face.
I imagine there'll be a lot of scares. A lot of, that's black armor. Oh, it's just black tablet or something. A lot of looming dark faces, but it's because they're in shadow. And actually, you see drow, but none of them seem to be in any way associated with the spire.
Okay.
Maybe it's because this place is quite small. Maybe it's just because they've not come looking for you yet. You never got an idea of when the message was sent either.
No.
So you're not really that sure.
Can
when
I?
You got that.
Because I stole the stone. Can I have a look at it?
Go for it. I think you may have seen the patterning on the one that Jupiter got from a distance. This doesn't have this. It's just grey granite texture, with like just a small number of very flowery runes carved in. Not elvish or dark elvish script. This is more like a Ganassi's handwriting.
Okay.
As obviously they basically, it would have been sent as a physical stone to a central sending office and then copied across as they get sent out. So there's no really indication of who this is from or when this is from.
Okay. That's fine then. I guess I work my way back to the ship.
You probably takes about 25, maybe 30 minutes, and you get back in, and you do see at a corner of your eye as you're getting into the cabin. You see Marceline, 3 of the waiters, and a lot of large crates.
I quickly change my face back to regular Liv.
Did you stay in the cabin, or do you go down to your room?
I'll stay in the cabin for a little bit, but I want to make sure I look as Liffy as possible again.
You hear sort of through the door, Marceline, as they load everything on, it's sort of these like hovering carry pallets. The way to step on Marceline. She goes, just set it all down here. It'll be absolutely fine. And you hear someone says, no, we'll take it down. We've been made to take it down into the storage. No, we got to make sure it's all in there safe. Like, no, I can do it. And there's a lot of like backwards and forwards until she gives up. And there's a moment where one of her assistants sort of goes, is there anyone else on the ship? He goes, no, I travel. I do this alone. I've told mother and father.
And I can't go downstairs. It'll be too noisy. But I do kind of tuck myself around that corner.
Do I hear this?
You probably hear muffled talking and steps on the deck above.
But I don't hear what they're saying.
No, you'd be too far away. Too much thick wood.
Can you see the map, Alex?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I'm tucking myself around that corner.
Okay. Yeah. So I think you see the door open and they start bringing everything in. They seem quite distracted.
Good.
So they take everything downstairs, and everything's stowed away. And hear Mustang say, "That's absolutely fine. Well, I best be off now. I've got to get going and whatnot. It's a quick delivery." You hear one of the assistants go, "Yeah, but be careful, obviously. Don't rock the ship too much. You know, all the stabilizers your parents put on, there should be no problem, but make sure nothing bad happens. There's a lot of Athenium in here. That would be very problematic." And you hear Martin force a laugh. Like, yeah, be terrible. Now, oh, seriously, I better be off. And as the two come up the stairs, I am going to use you a quick stealth check.
Let's hope it's
One
good.
seems a little bit more vigilant than before.
Therefore, series are built for sneaking. Nope, they're
A
not.
6. I think there's a look down to the shadows. Maybe where, like, you've sort of taken a shaky breath in and your shadows move slightly. And they go, "I'm sure you'll be fine, Marceline. I must just go talk to your parents. Have a safe journey."
I had an idea. I thought they were going to find me and I was going to do something cool.
You were going
but
to
don't
turn
worry
into
about
one of
it.
them, weren't you? You were going to turn into
No,
one of them.
no. That would have been shitty.
Less a charm.
Oh, I'll tell you afterwards. It wasn't either of those things.
And they leave, and you hear sort of a sigh of relief from Marceline. You feel the ship released, and you feel it bank downwards and start moving off again. You can tell you're back at like sort of half speed, maybe beginning to build up back to full speed. You hear a big huff lift, and you see Marceline walk through, now pulling away, like all these bangs, just pulling her hair back into a ponytail, throwing off his heels, just throwing them under the table, and just huffing quite angrily. She's not noticed you. Do you say anything?
I'm going to kind of like come around the corner slightly, like 1 foot up, leaning against the door, and I'm just like, "So how was your date?"
She's like, oh fucking hell! Please, just don't do that again."
Went well
Yes,
then.
business was business went, smooth, I guess.
Glad
You
to
guys
hear
been
it.
on here the whole time?
Yeah, we got a bit bored.
Really?
Hence Gravelly Gavin wearing the hat.
That's a thing.
He's still got that hat on, I made.
Where's Jupiter? Is he
He's downstairs. He went to bed.
Don't tell him about this. She indicates the dress. Don't tell him about this. For the love of God.
I think it fits you.
Thanks, sweetie, but this is going off, and potentially nothing's going back on for a little while.
Gross.
I'm taking me time.
Go to your room.
That's the plan, sweetie. That's the plan. Just keep an eye out. I'm sure you know how to steer. She walks downstairs.
Not really.
You hear the room slam. You hear the door lock. So it's a heavy metal lock. Nothing magical this time.
Nice change.
And you guys are back off on your way to Caleb's Rest.
Yay.
Is there anything you guys would like to do, or would you like to round off the session there?
I will continue work on the Gravelly Gavin tapestry for my coat.
I would like to go up to the strongbox and just examine the coins. Just take a look at them.
Cool.
You would need to ask
Very
Liv the key.
dark.
Liv has the key.
I'll give you the key if you ask.
You don't necessarily need the key. If I remember correctly.
I mean, I could break in, but
That would just be rude.
that would
It's
kind
my
of
box.
defeat the whole point of giving the coin to Liv. So I'm not going to.
You can ask for the key.
I'll ask. For
I
the
set
key.
a lamp on. I will give you the key.
Can press the digitation open locks.
No.
Oh.
You would need knock for that.
I'm gonna turn it right on.
So you unlock the strong box. The 2 coins are still there. In the dark, in the shadows of the strong box, it almost seems like there's a small perimeter where there's not a shadow around the coin. Almost as if it's just not allowing itself to be cast in shadow. What do you want to do with them?
Is
How
there
do you want to
anything
examine them?
I can check with them, like an Arcana or even an Insight, just to kind of?
What would you be doing for either checks?
Well, I guess.
As you look, because this is probably the first time you guys have properly looked at it, there are like faces on them. Look, a face on one side and just a pattern on the other, and a pattern is just 8 circles and a ninth in the middle.
Are the 2 identical?
No, the head sides are different. Not really perceptible. One's female, one's male. They're not really perceptibly different, but they're different in that you can kind of tell there's a difference, even though it doesn't feel like it doesn't look geometrically like they should be.
Okay.
It's like looking at 2 pictures of the Queen on our 50p's, except one's definitely different than the other.
Well, I was told there might be something in them. Something sentient, potentially. Something sensing and feeling. So I guess I just want to try and just see if I can connect with that. See if it's there. See if it senses me. If I sense it.
Give me an Arcana check. Or, if you'd rather, a persuasion check.
A persuasion check.
Whichever one you'd prefer to do.
I'll take it. 13.
I think you sit with this coin and you hold it just in your outstretched hand, and you kind of like. You try what you were doing before with the crystal, where you just look, you just hold it, and you just kind of like think, and there's nothing. And then there's a moment where just a part of your brain remembers the weird pulsing pattern of the crystal.
Yeah.
And you almost try and simulate that with the own flow of magic through your blood. And you do the strange pulses up into it. There's 1 pulse, and it doesn't do anything. There's a second, and again, nothing, but you feel the coin almost warming slightly. And there's a 3rd. And then as you sort of try and grow your magical power to make a 4th, you feel for a moment as though in front of you, in the seat in front of you, as you're looking down at this coin, sort of held out, facing that seat, it feels like there's someone there. And there's a mental image of someone in pain as a knife is just plunged into their chest. It's a mental image. It's like an after image on your retina. And then the coin is cold again. And there's no more response.
Can I take the other coin and tap it against the crystal?
Tap gently. You again have this weird, almost after image of someone exploding in a ball of fire in just a darkly lit, large, open room.
I guess.
It's not how he killed them, is it?
I guess I put the coins back.
Left, do you want to do anything?
Not particularly.
It
Got
can't be
lots
how he
of-
killed them because one of them got charged by a. What's
Yeah.
his name?
It's not how he killed them. No, there's nothing in particular I want to do. I've got lots to think about on my way to Caleb's Rest, but I'm ready to journey.
Put the coins back. You lock the strong box, and there's a moment of quiet as you both ponder. And then you see little gravelly Gavin sort of back on his back legs, puts his front legs just right on the edge of the table, just only can just reach. Sticks out this long giraffe-like purple tongue, lifts arm, and then flops it down onto Jupiter's thigh, and sort of does this weird, goofy grin, and starts panting, just bashing into you, not aggressive, just bashing into the back of your guys' legs playfully.
I love Gravely Gavin.
And you sort of, there's a nice panned out image of you guys just sort of gently playing with Gavin as ahead of you. As you zoom out, you can see the back of the ship, and as you go further in the back of the ship, gets smaller and smaller, and in front of you, a large lump of rock barreling down to a huge point, and on top of it, lights, huge buildings, blinkers coming in and out, the occasional ship going up. You can see mechs going up. Large buildings, squat buildings, buildings on top of buildings, under buildings, and things hanging down from the island. And you can tell that your next location, your next destination, will be Caleb's Rest. Another session
Finally.
there.
Excellent.
And that was good for everyone. Hope
Very
I
good.
enjoyed. Hope you two enjoyed. How was it?
I like that.
Did you have fun?
That was good.
Very
we've-
heavy session, but we kind of
we've
have to because my
all-
computer will set on fire otherwise.
Learned some things.
Next
Indeed.
week, unfortunately, there won't be any D&D. So you guys want to do something else on the Tuesday stream?
That's very sad.
What should we do?
Perhaps character builds or stupid things or...
There may be characters, there may be discussions of other TTRPGs if James wants to play Anti-Capitalist Penguins.
Ooh.
That would be fun.
I'll do
We'll see
whatever.
what-
I'll try and watch, even though I won't be able to be there.
We'll see what we can organise.
Hope you guys enjoyed
Yes.
that.
Very good, very
What is
good.
Anti-Capitalist Penguins? Would you like to give the full title?
I need to find it again, but I will.
Isn't it Anti-Capitalist Penguins?
No, because there's far
versus-
more. I'll find it, because I don't want to sell it short.
We have a series of very small RPGs that Ness has bought and I have found over time. Things like the ones you mentioned, Sam, a little while ago. What was the ones that Sam mentioned? The ones like
I
Everyone
found
is John. Clumsy, heroic, adorable, anti-capitalist penguins versus business goose. That's the one.
That's the one.
And you have your feelings, Sam. Laser and feelings.
I
Similar to
have.
that, in a way.
I've got that. I've also got what are the other good ones? Dinosaur Riders in Space. What's that one? 25% of the time they work every time. There's some good games.
Also, I do want to point out. I think we should change our tack in terms of followers. We received a follower at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones where like we decided we weren't going to interrupt dialogue to thank followers verbally. I think we should do it in chat though. Just as like a thing. 'Cause it feels kind of rude to just see it come up and just be like, I'm going to ignore you because my D&D
I didn't even
is
see
more
it.
important.
We
Well, I
do-
mean,
we
I
do
got
love
Streamlabs
the
up. There's no alerts because
Ah,
don't want it to interrupt
Right.
the D&D. But I think the best way to do it without interrupting the D&D is just to
We could
thank
do a
in
no
chat.
sound alert. We could do a no sound alert.
We could do.
It comes up. We'll do something. Look, all I want to say is thank you, chat. Thank you, followers. Thank you, everyone.
thanks, chat. Thank you,
Like,
everybody.
genuinely love you guys. We're trying to do, in-depth D&D. We're trying to show you guys that we can do mature things, but at the same time, we absolutely love you guys.
Do I want
And
you to
Sam,
send me
yes,
an e-girl
yes,
skin?
we do.
Absolutely.
Yes, we do. Honestly, Sam as well. Thank you very much. You're always here. We love you so much. Thank
The
you so
active
much.
chatter.
The best chatter.
Another good mini RPG is It Takes a Child to Raise a Village. Raise R-A-Z-E. I just wanted to put that one
Sounds
in
like a
there.
good one. That you're saving till I'm around.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for following and watching because it means a lot. We're tiny little diddy, but at the same time, when you think that we have 20-something followers now,
That's a fair
You know,
few
you
people.
it sounds tiny
Yeah.
until you imagine 22 people stood behind you as you play D&D, and then you realize that's a lot of people. That's
I-
a terrifying. amount of
Imagine
people
like
to
being in
watch.
school playing D&D and your whole form is just stood there
Yeah.
looking at you play D&D.
Terrifying. I love it.
Weird.
Might be a good idea at some point.
But yes, there'll be something next Tuesday. I don't know what it'll be.
And hopefully there'll be something Saturday, right?
I hope.
This
I
Saturday,
can't make Saturday.
This Saturday. What day is this Saturday?
4th.
4th. Probably. I
If
will
not
find.
Saturday, Friday. And also
Well,
random
Saturday,
streams throughout the
Friday.
week because James and I will be building more of Caleb's Rest on the Minecraft server and hopefully joined by
Yes.
Ness.
We've started doing terraforming, but I think we're going to
That's
wait to
lovely.
place the first blocks on stream.
Yeah. we're
Cool.
doing
We've
some
been
really
planning
nice
out the
builds.
city. Just quick clarification: Minecraft Caleb's Rest and D&D Caleb's Rest are not even remotely the same city.
It's so different.
In terms of layout, in terms of social structure, in terms of but
It's just a weird name.
it's just a namesake because if you thought it'd be funny.
Yeah.
But we're doing that.
I mean, there was
It's
a
gonna be
point
good.
where I did come and watch you play D&D in Mrs. Fair's room. Well,
Yeah, it
now you
was.
can watch us play D&D online. So thank you,
It's
Sam.
way more convenient.
You sat here on our fantastic journey.
It doesn't
and I
smell
hope you
slightly
loved
of
it.
solder.
Yeah, there were some good class scenes we played D&D in.
That's a nice point to end, I think.
Yeah.
Reminiscing playing D&D at school. That was good.
Well,
It wasn't great.
No, but it was better than nothing. It was better than not playing
Yeah,
D&D. Like
it was.
specifically, like year 8 D&D was not that good, but year 9 D&D was pretty good.
I should tell some of the horror stories from when I first tried DMing.
well,
You should do Saturday.
that should be a Saturday stream.
Yeah, the skin has been sent. I'll check that. I'll check it once I'm not live because
We'll let you know.
otherwise
We'll
it
let you know how
will
that
screw up
thing
with the
goes.
cameras. Right.
I'm just really quickly skimming through the TTRPGs I've bought in the past and we've never played. I just realised I've bought Spell and we've never played Spell. We should play Spell on a smaller stream because that would be a very silly, good, funny one.
Alex,
But yes,
shall
on
we?
Twitter.
Shall we finish this how we started with a poor Star Wars joke?
Do you want to do it, or do you want me to? Because I have one
can
in
do it.
mind.
Go on.
Okay.
I'm
As a
going to
final
end
joke-
as soon as you're done.
As a final joke before we end up, what program do people use in the Star Wars universe to open a PDF?